but instead have dildos.
No, man.
Show 'em, Pedro.
This is a family show about hands that have bees.
You have weird dildos is all I'm saying.
Bee hands. Gamecast.
Listen, don't dildo shame me.
We're live.
Welcome to 2019, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about... You don't want to know. You really don't want to know, but if you want to find out, go back to the previous Super Shows, and there was definitely Valkyries riding with cats.
Yes.
Yep.
What is going on? It's another beautiful Saturday night here at LGC Actual. How's Canada doing? Polar vortex. That was the thing this week, buddy.
It's getting a little bit warmer. The snow's starting to melt.
I saw they were on the news. And they're like, "Oh man, it's like -10." I'm like, Jordan's probably wearing shorts right now.
I actually am wearing shorts right now.
Yeah, I saw that picture on the news, and surprisingly, it's like, how come no one pointed out that that looks like tits?
Well, someone did finally.
What a polar vortex may look like.
Listen, Pedro, I know you're attracted to particularly curvy snowbanks, but there's a time and a place.
Let me find the picture. Let me find the picture,
man,
then you tell me.
It's 50-50.
Does that mountain look like boobs to you?
It is. Curvy snowbanks and windows.
Yeah.
Not the operating system. The boy just likes windows. He walks right up to him.
There. Seriously?
Somebody was just having fun with that, man.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I was like
about the polar vortex, and you're showing that picture. Really?
Listen, there's nothing wrong or sinful about female breasts.
Or male breast.
Yeah. Why do you hate women, Pedro?
Boobs! I mean, moobs!
You see, I watch way too much twisted stuff on the internet as a whole. Yeah, I expected, I don't know, pavement to be under that.
Yeah, I expect some dangling legs near the end of that.
It can be terrifying. Oh man, we're gonna be talking about a lot of junk tonight. We're gonna be talking about the NVIDIA FreeSync stuff that's going on. Metro Wop Wop. Valve's got some new stuff coming on. Unity's back in the Vulkan business.
Mm-hmm. And the Linux business.
And Lutris has got a big update.
It does, and Ven has some problems.
Just 1 or 12.
I mean, it was nice of you to attach that full PowerPoint presentation, or I guess LibreOffice Impress, because you don't use PowerPoint.
You don't know me. Wait.
I run PowerPoint and Wine and LibreOffice for the rest of it.
No, man, I run IE6 and Wine. Then I use Office 356 through that.
Good old Office 356. Yeah, it's just like Office 365, except there's like a distributed weekend a bit of downtime.
Oh man, that's when you don't renew your license. That's what it turns into.
That's true.
It just lets you open up MS Paint. That's it. You gotta draw spreadsheets for like tic-tac-toes.
I mean, we joke, but eventually MS Paint will become as a service,
right,
brought to you by Microsoft.
I'm still waiting for the MS Paint snap.
You're an evil boy.
Look, they already have Notepad++ as a snap. It's... You have Get It, you have Genie, you have Kate, you have literally freaking anything. Why would you have Notepad++?
Listen, if we've learned anything as being Linux users, people are very, very picky about their text editors.
I know, people don't use Nano like normal people.
Or Emacs,
yeah,
like Satan.
Just use Nano.
Human beings.
Well, I don't know. You do have the types that'll crack open Vim to edit just a flat, like a little config file. I'm like, isn't that overkill? I mean,
not really. Usually, on even still on like the Cent minimal installer doesn't ship Nano. Just VI.
I've been fighting that
Even SteamOS has Nano built in.
The what was it? The FFmpeg. That is a snap, which is available from the Snap Store. And that's a tricky one, man, because it'll give you the bin files for FFmpeg, and that's great. The system can see it, but like FFplay and all that stuff, it doesn't register that with the system. So it was like, I don't see anything. System configuration. I was like, who's responsible for Martin?
Wimpy. So wait, so how's this supposed to work? Like, so it'll
Poorly.
actually like it'll like create like symbolic links or whatever where the binary would be, or is there like some path interjector thing that'll
Yeah,
look into
basically
Snap,
when
or...
it mounts, it does like a path thing.
It has a
Ish.
sort of a runtime.
Yeah.
Snaps, and Flatpaks apparently is going to have that too. It's like it's got that bit of a runtime that can interact with the system, and the application itself is sandboxed, supposedly.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically when you type in FFmpeg, you wait a second and it loads up. It's like, oh, there it is. Okay. Man, I watched a video of a dude, because apparently you can run RISC-OS on a fucking Pi. He's like, hey, use this for my desktop. And I'm like, I ain't even mad at that, man.
They ported Plan 9 to the Raspberry Pi as well. That's your jam.
Might have to try that.
I'm just saying, if you're concerned about security, I'm pretty sure RISC-OS on a Pi, pretty tight.
Yeah, I already have Haiku running on a laptop, so I can totally get RISC-OS running on the Pi. Sure. Don't drop it.
I messed with Scott. I drug him over into the live show. What the hell?
No. Oh no.
Wait, why is that making noise again? Oh shit, I thought I was done.
That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know.
Whisper subliminal messages into his ear.
All right. Yep. Scott's voice.
Fuck Scott.
I was going to blame one of you two Yahoos for doing it, but I'm probably guilty because I noticed that there was the on our Twitch thing, ASMR was attacking. It's like,
that's me.
That was you. Okay.
No.
Usually, here's the problem. I wasn't sure. I was like, that's some shit I would put in there too, so I'm not sure.
Also for the Borderlands, I put sing along as well. But
Well, you see, I put singing on. I definitely put singing on one of them.
yeah.
LGC cares. You can get that. That is available.
Last week.
Yeah, pre super shows.
Yeah.
God damn it! Now I'm hungry again. Fucking Ben. God damn it.
What?
You
I
brought
didn't-
up
Come on,
so-
people
No, I
started
didn't. I
talking
didn't bring
about
up shit.
fast food late at night.
Listen,
last
Listen,
week.
I'm just. I know it's the Atomic Acid's fault, but I'm gonna blame you anyways, and then you can take it out on him. How about that? Does that work?
This is why you urinate on your computer. All right, it's shit like this that causes that. I hope you know.
No, I shit on my monitors. I pee in the computers.
Oh, nice server rack, Jordan. Server rack. I thought it was a porta potty.
Yeah. No, I made it out of my poop. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Everything.
So I'm working on this. I don't know where to go with it.
I mean, it looks good like that. You can just chop off that bit of my ear there.
No,
It kind of looks like you're rocking a priest collar in that. Is that supposed to be like a zipper or?
Oh no, I made a priest collar because there was like a little
Alright,
white dot when I just silhouetted, and I was like, yeah, why not? Let's just put that there.
I don't know. Is there like a Kiss poster we can rip off or something?
I mean, it's
Probably.
just this bit of glow right here on this.
It looks fine,
Thing.
Pedro. Well, I'm working on like new headers for like all of our social media bullshit.
Right.
And yeah, do I have that somewhere? I should. Hopefully, I saved my work. Show your work, boy.
Yeah, let's just rip off Love Gun.
We kind of. Oh, that's. Oh, hey, you could open that, maybe.
Maybe.
That
It'll
is a
open
GIMP
in
file.
what, GIMP? Yeah.
Yeah. Or Ocular if you have it installed.
But will it run in your Oculus Rift?
Pennywise, did you get the herp?
I don't think anyone's ever described me as looking like Charles Manson. I get George Fisher from Cannibal Corpse a lot, or Claudio Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria, but that's it.
The only one I ever got was Dave Grohl.
Jeez, that must have took a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, no. The haircut maybe, but that's it.
That's
Well,
the only one I ever got. It's the only famous person comparison I ever got. It's like, okay, I'm okay with that.
Did they confuse you with like Pablo Del Grohl or
Pablo Del Graldo.
Groeldo? Like,
Wait, I was thinking of Pablo Delgado, the Star Wars dude.
Oh no, wait. There was a time my roommate in university. He was into Pro Evolution Soccer, and
damn, that didn't go where I wanted it to. But go ahead.
No, he basically wanted to recreate everyone that used to hang around us in a Pro Evolution Soccer team, and it's like he started making me, and by the end it was like, you look like Keanu Reeves.
That sounds like that sounds like somebody who would make self-portraits with ham.
Yes.
What, like carving faces into
Right.
ham legs, or
little subtle hints that you should move the fuck out.
He eventually moved out, but yeah. It's like, oh, okay.
tiniest Keanu.
Oh, that's a great first date movie.
Misery? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How you doing, Kathy? What's up, girl?
Kathy Bates, yeah. Well, I mean, now I can't watch anything with Kathy Bates in it without the implicit assumption that at some point she's gonna walk in with a sledgehammer and bust someone's legs.
Somewhere on your persons, you're concealing a sledge. We know this.
Yeah. Yes, we know this. You're gonna fuck someone's ankles up. Okay, all right. I'm into it, Empty. I see what you're going for.
Already working with the XCF.
Yep.
Yeah, we have our Discord faces. Everyone has one. Pedro should have one. That's me. I don't know what that is.
There it is.
and is that a walker?
Yeah, I made that for Steve.
All right. Yeah. I was thinking for a second, am I just having a stroke and I'm not recognizing the chair emoji?
No. This is when Steve's talking too much shit. I just post that.
Ah, yeah, when Jill came in fucking fifth.
Wasn't what I was going for, Brad, but close enough. Right, I'm dangerously close to getting ready.
Yes.
How you doing?
I know she was a character. She reminds me of a character from the Jim something or other Starman series from the 90s.
I don't know. This just reminds me of a budget Rob Zombie video.
You know it. It's probably from her Budget Rob Zombie video, so you're not wrong.
Just saying, man. It's like living tentacle girl calamari.
Living tentacle
Living
girl.
dead girl calamari.
Calamari. It's the remix, man. Don't judge.
Living calamari girl.
Living breaded girl.
Living bread girl. I'm gonna get a refill. Then we'll do a show. Got several people that are typing. That's never good.
Yes, you should always take painkillers before listening to me. It's a good plan. Stronger the better. Got some codeine, some Tylenol 3s, some fentanyl
I think
patches.
that goes for everyone except maybe Ven. Some people are actually into that.
No, you should still OD on heroin before listening to Ven. Then the false assumed gravitas becomes real gravitas because you're tripping balls on heroin.
And the reverberation inside your skull is going, oh shit.
And the shit in your colon is going, I can't get out because you've taken so much heroin, now you're constipated. Have you ever walked down and up escalator or up and down escalator?
Yes. I can't remember exactly where it was, but we went to a very empty mall that we looked around. It's like, there's no one fucking here.
So you're like, oh, fuck the police, I'm gonna go up the down escalator.
It's like,
No.
the stores were still open and the escalators were running. It's just like, okay. So I went on the down escalator and I started going up. For like 2 minutes and no one said anything.
That's because people are trying to ignore you, Pedro.
That's just default behavior that I recognize, but no, it's like no one said anything because there was no one there. I think it may have actually been in Lisbon. There's like a couple of places like downtown Lisbon that you really don't want to go into. You really don't.
I'll stay the fuck out of that.
I mean, yeah, there is no gluten in lead, uranium, or cocaine. The good cocaine, anyway. Don't get that cut shit.
Fuck you, man. You mean the boring cocaine?
Listen, you gotta cut your cocaine with like gluten and MSG. That's Flavor Town. Is what I'm saying.
Don't cut your cocaine with flour, is what I'm saying.
Don't be stingy with the uranium.
I know that's...
No, you don't. You know whatever that's based on. This is all
Yeah.
creative. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what these guys are ripping off.
Yes. It's like...
It's irritating is what it is, because there's a couple on I've added to the playlist. I'm like, that is kind of a... Wait.
Is this, Top Gear?
This is genuinely just called it Garage.
Yeah, it's the Top Gear montage thing that they used to have. Like the background music that they have for the like little montages.
Then that's some budget shit, because this is straight off like YouTube's music download thing.
Yeah, probably,
Like
but
the Creative
yeah,
Commons.
it's like my brain is just shouting Top Gear. That's Top Gear, Top Gear.
Tonight! Alright. It's a store brand. You got it. Alright. Let's get that pause. Pause to Rooney. Jordan, you still with us, buddy?
Oh yeah. No, I was thinking, you know, it's like the budget store brand of like all the TNG music is the soundtrack for the Orville. It pisses me off because it starts sounding like a Star Trek thing and then it goes off in a different direction. It's like, no, damn it, I know what you're doing, Seth MacFarlane and your composition team.
It's not Top Gear. It's Project Binky.
Binky boy?
What?
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel, Bad Obsession Motorsport.
Hey,
they've been building.
Guess where they got their music from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you say, Binky boy.
It just popped into my head. It's like, yeah, that's where I heard of that. Yeah, they use that for the montages. Yeah.
A montage.
Yep, they use that one too.
Police Squad. Man, I gotta go watch The Naked Gun again. That was a funny movie.
I haven't seen
Back
that.
before O.J. Simpson was indicted for murder. Back when they said, no, he can't play the Terminator. He's too nice. That's the thing that happened.
True story. Mm. That's good. All right. I think all the buttons are pressed.
Yes.
Is the pre-super shows still recording?
No.
Okay. Good.
No overlap. Woohoo!
I was conscious of that because I was like, man, I only have like 500 gigs left. I better tap the brakes on because there's some stuff I'm working on that I don't want to delete. I need to move that over to the NAS, but too late. All right, let's do a show. La 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 la.
Me.
Whoa, Pedro, that's too far, man.
No, you're fired.
And welcome back to another LinuxGameCast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. This week we're going to be talking about NVIDIA and what they've done. They've enabled FreeSync on Linux before AMD ? That's a thing. And the top 50 Left 4 Dead 2 custom cam pagans. They've been ranked, and one of them we found out is just a little bit random.
Next Metro game won't be so epic, because they're gonna be Epic exclusive, and Ultima Online will never die. The nerds just won't let it.
Valve is cooking again. Rumor has it they have servers. Who knew? And Unity, the game engine, is improving Linux support by lessening Linux support. Stay tuned to see what that means.
OMG WTF BBQ. We're back again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the old man Ben. That is Jordan's thing, and on the man on the island. One Pedro Mateus, together with you. You're down there hanging out in the Discord, forming, well, that's Chat Realm Dynamic. If you don't know them, you gotta love them, but they are helping us form Cocaine Voltron. Deal with that. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Who's going to be the lady? Pedro.
I will be the lady. I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
Oh, fine.
No,
appreciate hooker.
I'm an expensive hooker. Leave me alone. You can't afford me, sweetheart. Yeah, no, I've just been doing more job interviews. Got a stage 2 this week. Got a stage 2 on Monday. Hopefully this job hunt will be over very, very soon. Because I am turning into a troglodyte, like an actual lizard person who just ejects stink spray. You can find me on page 300 of the Monster Manual.
Amen. That's the thing. What's up?
Yeah, why bathe when you don't need to get out of the house? I've been there. I spent like 1.5 years doing that.
And yet Nori's still with you. Maybe she doesn't have a sense of smell.
I had nowhere to go.
Yeah, no, over here, I actually spent most of the week doing like really weird stuff with the Steam box. I took it apart. I removed some of those teeny tiny little fans that were really loud. It's really quiet now, like really, really quiet.
Why didn't you just like shove some like foam into the blades? That'll stop it.
Why even have the fans at that point?
Hey man, listen, I get results. My methodology is not to be questioned.
But yeah, no, the Steam box is now, it's running Linux kernel 5.0 RC4. I think that was the latest one available on the Fedora vanilla repos. And yeah, it's really quiet now. It's really awesome. So yeah, that was my week.
I've been doing a whole lot of playing around with FFmpeg and UNCUT and CUDA and having to build KDN Live from source. And yeah, also I beat Hellblade. The game ran very well with Proton. Not a problem with it. Only had like, I think 2 spite crashes. No complaints there. Not a bad experience until I got to the end. That credit music is fucking insulting. Ninja Theory, that is wrong, man.
I'm a poppy girl in the poppy
listen, girlfriend, I
Might
would
as
have got
well
up and
have
like
done that.
danced. I would have been happy with that. I don't know what's going on with that. Also, I'm having problems trying to envision what's going on with the horse.
I mean, the horse has oddly just stayed stagnant for the past couple weeks. Looks like there's no real growths or shrinkage because it's the Steam
Hey, check it
Yep.
out. I remembered to cut
We're
off the...
still the 0.82%.
No, man. I remember
yeah.
to cut off reverb so I don't have to go through editing hell tomorrow. Yay, Team Ben.
and I ride.
Woohoo! But yeah, no, the latest hardware survey from Steam is out, and Linux is staying very much at the 0.82%. No change there. Some more people are now using 1804.1 LTS, and a few less people are using 1604.5 LTS. That's about it. There was a slight decrease in NVIDIA 1060 usage, with the NVIDIA 1050 Ti actually climbing up the ranks slightly, but the 1060 is still by far the most popular video card.
Okay, all right. What's your guess? What's the short bus video card?
I mean,
Vega.
the Intel HD 4000 is still pretty high up on the list.
RX Vega, 0.16. Under the GT 440.
yeah,
Actually,
that's
it's
a bit of a
tied with it.
slap.
To be fair.
But yeah, no, it's really non-news if we're being honest, because yeah, we're still exactly where we were, so I guess that Proton bump is over now.
Maybe I don't know. It may just be that it may just be that like we're just our growth is on parity because again it has to do with total number of Linux users or total number of users, right? So
Yeah.
we
Whatever
could be
that
making
is,
small
'cause
gains.
Valve
I don't know.
isn't sharing.
Again, these numbers are bullshit. They don't actually mean anything. Valve has the real numbers.
These are imaginary, happy, fun, pretend numbers, but we get to obsess over them every month. And yeah, I mean, there was a slight decline in Mac usage. If you really want to feel bad for someone, feel bad for people that have like bought balls deep into the Mac ecosystem, because they're not ever going to get another computer that can game.
Oh yeah, 2020. Apple's rolling out their own architecture, so you got that to look forward to.
Hey man, mobile gaming on the desktop is the new future. Okay. There's been a Steam
oh, never mind.
do you want my story, sweetheart? Or you want me to take another stab at it?
Go ahead.
All right. A new Steam client. It's out, and basically this is a lot of the beta stuff that's been rolled out into the stable client. A couple of things. They've added new tills. Yeah, right. You're never going to get that right. Steam runtime. That's going to fix some of your network connectivity. They fixed some IPv6 business. That's also in there. And the dreaded ZByte download that if you've had a lot of Steam Play titles up and running, you had every single mothering time you launched, and it got your hopes up that something was really getting updated when it wasn't.
No.
Aw, wah, wah.
I mean, this is just sort of folding in the stuff that was in the beta previously into the main client. So it's good to see that all that stuff has been stabilized.
Which is good for people like myself who have a Steam box who is not running the beta client on said Steam box, because yeah, that means I don't have to deal with all the 0-byte downloads on Steam Big Picture mode, which are even more annoying than the regular client. So good on them.
Does Big Picture mode have a file browser yet?
No.
Give it time, man. Give it time. I can definitely see that coming. So this is something we got to talk about, Jordan, because I think we all had hopes that maybe we were going to get a chance to play it, but said hopes have been dashed while being pissed upon simultaneously.
Yeah, much like so many boats falling victim to the siren songs of the sirens in the Odyssey. Yeah, Metro Exodus is becoming a Epic Store exclusive, which means that that wonderful page on the Steam Store is no longer really applicable. They were offering pre-orders too on Steam. Fortunately, these guys are doing the bare minimum and will actually let you play the game that you purchased on Steam. Without having to go over to the Epic Store. But I mean, this is the big thing, right? Like the Metro series has historically had fairly good Linux support, and this behavior in terms of switching stores exacerbates a lot of the timing related Linux woes, because waiting for a port is bad enough, and then on top of that, waiting for a store that will actually support our platform to sell it is an entire other bag of dicks entirely. And
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't going to be willing to put up with it. Although it could, that said, maybe the Steam sales for Exodus will be 100% Linux. Maybe unicorns will fly out of my butt and give me $500 cash. Maybe we won't even get an Eon port, because that's what Deep Silver's been doing lately.
Oh man, that is kind of a terrifying thing. I agree with you 100% with the sentiment of dicks. And, you know, Valve, for the most part, agrees. They're like, dicks.
Yeah.
100%. And, you know, can you imagine how fast, like, Exodus would be back on Steam if Valve just walked out and they're like, you know what? We're not going to release anything you make again ever. And Empty and Shadron pointed out, this is only going to be an exclusive until 2020. Which,
all the Epic Store exclusives have that year rider on them.
One of the things I don't really see being mentioned is, like, everyone might not know this, but the head of Epic Store, the new guy, is the same one that ran Telltale into the fucking ground, man.
Yep.
Well, there's also, like, I've noticed a lot of sentiment that people are fairly anti-Epic Store these days. It was a move that was very popular with the developers because they get more of a cut. But, you know, Steam actually provides quite a bit of value add to their 30%.
Yeah. And here's the thing. The only thing that the Epic Store has above Steam and really any of the other ones is the developer front. It's okay, so the developers have to give you a lower cut. Instead of 30%, they only have to give you like 10% or 12% or whatever the fuck they're charging.
I think it was 12 for Epic and 10 for Discord or something.
Yeah, that's the one. And it's like, okay, so you're targeting the developers. That's cool. Who exactly are you going to be selling those games to? Because the users, as far as they're concerned, Steam provides a hell of a lot more functionality than the Epic Store does right now.
Well, Steam also does crazy things like regional pricing, which is also bought a lot of people. Listen, I personally, up until this point, I'm like, you know, hey, if a developer's working on a game and they decide, hey, we're just going to put it on the Epic Store, that's fine. I'm not happy about it. But when you were taking pre-orders on Steam and getting the marketing machine that is Steam going boom, 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 then yoink, fuck both of y'all. Fuck Epic, and fuck
no, that is a dick move. And
stereo.
Valve specifically said
Triforce. Hang on, help me out, Linus. There we go. A spirit bird. Come on.
But yeah, Valve specifically said it's like, this is unfair to the people who are actually playing money. You know, the players. And then Kotaku went off. It's like, oh, Valve is trying to pass on their propaganda by saying it's unfair. Is it? What the hell? What kind of media are you? Whose side are you on?
Fairness doesn't have anything to do with it. It's the fact that consumers want the value add that Steam provides. They don't want another freaking game installer client between Lutris and the Epic Store and the Discord Store and Steam and Origin and Uplay and.
I don't know. I feel that this move really bought Epic bad will across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, lo and behold, they could turn it around, and once it gets into the year, the Epic Store will have Linux support and do all sorts of wonderful things, but they haven't been saying anything, and so we're left high and dry.
I don't
As
know.
it turns out,
I have to imagine that there's better uses for that bukus of Fortnite money than to do something that's just assholish.
That's the thing. They have tons of Fortnite money, so they can buy everyone into like timed exclusives on freaking PC.
No,
You're
dude, check this
introducing
out.
exclusives on PC.
Here's the silver plated lining around this. After seeing the fallout from this, no one else is going to do this, even if that money truck backs up. Now, some of them will if they desperately need it, but anybody who's not about to like run out of the money foods, they're going to go, no, we don't need that backlash.
Listen, man, I will take that bet. People are dumb, and businesses are a special kind of dumb.
But then again, you also have Bethesda releasing their own, and the only game available there right now is Fallout 76. That is shit. So yeah.
See, I was kind of hoping for the Bethesda store. I was kind of hoping for the Bethesda store with like 96 billion different versions of Skyrim.
I don't know. There was a store in Deutschland. They straight up were giving you a free copy of Fallout 76.
That was GameSpot. Yeah.
If I finished the sentence. And with a used PS2 controller. Or it might have been a PS4. Used.
Yeah. Use DualShock and you get Fallout 76 for free. Yeah, it was GameSpot.
Ladies and gentlemen, one thing that we got a chance to play around with on Tuesday, because I opened my big monkey mouth last week and said, hey, I'll help with Pedro. And we played Left 4 Dead. And we went through the entire campaign on hard. So I was like, what's up next? We need a campaign. So I went digging around and I found this. The top 50 Left 4 Dead 2 custom campaigns. And it's just ranked down. So after careful consideration, and I picked the first one. Fallen Death is what we ended up playing, which kind of threw us for a curveball. Go back and watch that video. You can go, because we walked in with a bit of swagger going, we beat Left 4 Dead 2 on hard. We got this. This campaign was like, no, the fuck you don't. Sit down. We actually had to back it off hard back to, please, baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah, I mean, Fallen Death was a fairly accurate descriptor of what we were doing throughout that entire playthrough. I mean, it's nice that all of this is being curated. I kind of wish that Steam had this sort of functionality built in. Maybe that's the thing that they're going to do later on if they're listening to this. Hi Gabe, how's it going? Give me $5. Also, yeah, at least it means we have a lot more Brad left in us when the time comes on easy mode.
Yeah,
possibly.
apparently.
I really enjoyed that campaign for the simple fact that it did something that I'd never seen done with a Left 4 Dead campaign, was RNG, by like switching the map up on us.
There are some of the maps in the Left 4 Dead 2 campaigns that they will have like a different door or a different hallway that you have to go down to progress in the level, but it was very minimal. In this one, it's like entire fucking sections of the map are blocked off and you go, okay, so how the fuck do I progress? Actually, I was playing single player earlier yesterday, and it's like, okay, so where do I progress? Because single player, the game is actually piss easy. So where do I go? Where do I go? And I realized, oh, I have to break that window and then do like the little jump trick to get into the window, and then I keep progressing. It's like, oh, so it's not like, you know, linear.
I was just going to say that certain parts of the maps are blocked off, and then other times we're just too stupid to realize that they are
that's
open.
That's exactly what I was about to bring up, man, because I went back when I was editing the video. It was like, oh, okay, we just caused ourselves 15 minutes of pain because we were being dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we got it into our head that was the correct answer when clearly it wasn't.
Hey, Valve is working on a thing for multi-playing game. You know, the fun type of games that multiple people can play.
That no one makes.
In the, you know, if you consider that there are tons of multiplayer only games on Steam right now, it's probably a good idea to want to cater to those developers, especially since there are other stores out there offering to sell your games for a lesser cut. So in order to add to that particular value, Valve have decided, well, they haven't officially announced anything, but according to some changes that happened in the Steam depots, that of course SteamDB is always listening, PC Games End actually picked up on the story and said, yeah, there's a newly discovered bit of developer documentation that suggests that Valve is introducing dedicated servers for non-Valve games, integrating Steamworks basically into something that Valve didn't develop and allowing those third-party developers to have their own dedicated servers which are being hosted by Valve directly. Yeah, I figured since you're already paying 30% of each and every single sale to Valve, you might as well get some value add out of that. And I guess that's what Valve is doing.
It's true. They were talking about that in that blog post that we covered either last or the week before.
Yeah.
Where they were talking about how they've been setting up essentially a massive global VPN that they've been hosting their own game servers on and their Steam streaming servers on, and they were going to be giving people access to it. So it looks like this is going to be coming down the pipe very soon. The big advantage here is the DDoS protection, because these servers aren't usually accessible via the public internet, just via the Steam API and the encrypted tunnel there. So also just having a bunch of Steam servers backing it up, it's sort of like what the proposition for Lumberyard was, where you could like have AWS backing up your game.
Oh, there's the name I haven't heard in many ages.
Lumberyard, yeah. Remember that?
Hey, Resident Evil 7, zombies and shit.
Yeah, Biohazard, Resident Evil 7. Or Bio 7 Hazard Resident whatever. I don't know. It's Resident Evil 7. They removed de novo the DRM thing from the game, so now you can play it in Proton.
What? No, you can't.
No,
you're a fibber. You're a big fibber.
Am I?
Yep.
All right.
What makes you believe that you could actually play in Proton?
Well,
because Proton's
mostly the removal of de novo
is not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, what I put in the show notes for these two monsters that didn't try the demo was it launches now. Didn't say you could play it. You can get to the title screen, then it kind of loads to a screen of perpetual darkness. But that's progress, so keep your eye on that.
It is. I checked out the PC version of that. I'm a little sad that all the VR stuff was PSVR exclusive, because some of the Resident Evil stuff for VR looked really like legit spooky. So.
Well, you know, my favorite thing in the world will be having terrifying moments surrounded by cords.
Yeah, then you strangle yourself.
Awesome.
That's the real horror. Survival horror.
Hard mode. All right. Well, you know, I'm keeping an eye on that. It's got a demo, and I've watched, you know, all the internet's playing that. It's like, maybe. Might be fun. Pew some zombies. All right. Game updates. Tower time.
All right, so Tower of Time, you may remember it. We threw chairs at it a while back, and it was a game that got a thoroughly meh score across the board when it came to the fun. And now they have decided, you know what? People seem to be dropping the game a little bit, so let's give them a reason to come back. And they've introduced 3 new game modes. Not 1, not 2, 3 whole new game modes. It's still the same game, but you get different rules with each and every single one. You have CRPG mode for, you know, if you're a fan of the old CRPGs like your Fallout 2s and your Baldur's Gates and your Icewind Dales. You can have
they
that.
liken it to Darkest Dungeon, though, which is a bad comparison.
I don't know, that town
really
shot looked
don't
a whole lot like Darkest Dungeon, man.
That is true. That is true.
They also have RPG Lite, which is if you're really not into the whole RPG thing, you can just completely forget about those elements and just play the game as it is, which basically turns it into a very weird hack and slash. And you have Permadeath for your roguelike fans out there.
Oh, finally. Now we'll go back and play it. I love it.
You know,
well, so
again, for a game that got a thoroughly meh score when we threw chairs at it, this is a very good thing because they're actually giving you new reasons to play the game. And if you thought that the mechanics weren't particularly interesting in the first time around, maybe now is the time to go back and check. Yeah.
Honestly, I honestly wasn't a fan of the whole overworld exploration cut to the sort of RTS type thing. I just didn't like that in terms of an RPG thing. But I mean, they're at least trying. They added a turn-based mode, so that might make it a little better. Question mark? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe this crew, they added experimental Vulkan support to this at one point, didn't they?
Was it this one?
Hey, I thought it was this one. It was one that looked frighteningly like this. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. You might want to go check it out. New Game Modes is currently $24.99. It's single player, and it is mixed. Recent reviews of 44.
Yeah, it got a 2-chair on the chair position.
Yeah,
Take,
it was
take
meh.
that with your appropriately sized grain of salt.
But hey, single player. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, Unruly Heroes. They describe it as madcap action, martial arts, Monkey King, and more. And you know what? I like Journey to the West. I'm a fan of the Dragon Ball and the sort of inspiration behind that. And they made themselves a fun little beat 'em up platformer regarding this that you can pick up for about 25 Canadian. The one problem here is that they failed the litmus test. They forgot to go down the checklist of, do I want my game to have multiplayer? Good. It should have online multiplayer because this is single player only, and so we will not touch it, period.
Well, this one
Or
is
not
single
local
player
multiplayer.
only.
Local,
Yeah, it's local
which
multiplayer,
is effectively
local
single player.
co-op,
None of
and
us have
split
friends.
screen. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it. It looks neat. I like the animation. I like a good beat 'em up. And
Yeah,
it's
and
20 bucks.
Journey to the West is like a great thing to mine for games. Like there's all sorts of fun stuff you could do with it,
But
Yeah.
but it would be more fun with other people.
well, no, I completely agree with you with that. They basically said, you know what, multiplayer's hard, yo. So
Yep.
Yeah. Which is a shame because, yeah, looking at the trailer, it's like, oh, that looks like it's got a bit of the guacamole going for it. So, yeah, I would be very interested in actually getting to play it, but
Yeah.
I'd be playing it alone because
Yeah, it kind of gives me a bit of a Trident vibe, to be perfectly honest.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it does work with they say it works with Linux, but it's not listed on the page. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wah wah.
Indeed.
Hey, something we know that doesn't just show up on Steam saying it works with Linux and doesn't by the time we get around to talking about it later in the week. Sunless Not Skies.
Sunless Skis.
Yeah, well, this one is actually Sunless Skies. Previously, we had Sunless Seas, and we threw chairs at it, and it was basically not what any of us expected. But
Good,
it certainly
entertaining.
looks. It certainly looks like a Sunless title because it's got the exact same view, it's got the exact same graphics. You're
They
just
replaced the
expected to
water.
believe. Yeah, you're expected to believe that you're actually flying an airship rather than sailing a boat. Whatever the case may be, though, it still has a lot of text on screen from the screenshots and the actual gameplay title. So, yeah, it's got the same combat, it's got the same animations, it's got the same graphics.
To be fair, the graphics look
That's
really good.
It's
Yeah,
not ugly.
they look good, but it's more sunless text on screen.
That part I didn't mind so much. It's just the slow crawl of progression where you have to like find a gas station, or else you're just you go a little bit out and then you haul your ass back so you could refuel. That was the one big thing that kind of killed it for me. I'd actually be interested in trying this out. Maybe I'll do a stream of this. It's because I really like the
Could
art
be
style.
worth it.
Yeah.
All right.
And
All right,
I
that's
guess
the end of that.
That's it. We end on awkward silence, as we are often wont to do. Coming up next, I explain how FreeSync works, I guess. I don't know how FreeSync works. Pedro, do you know
Science.
how FreeSync works? Yeah,
I have
science.
no idea.
Science.
All right. We're going to stick with the clock.
Taco clock. Taco flavored clocks for my then.
Of course you do, Linux Nero. I think I need to call my mom and ask her to mail me the Doom 2 floppy disks.
I think you should just call your mom for once, you delinquent child.
How about trying to call your mom and not ask for something for once?
Yeah.
I do that a lot, actually.
I know, Nori tells me about it. Hey, if you want to vote on some show titles that we may or may not use, and we might just make fun of you for suggesting them, you can bang suggest in chat and head over to vote.linuxgamecast.com and see what we pick out.
Utils.
Big Monkey Mouth, taking that one.
I will be the lady. I'll vote that one up.
GWTF BBQ. Nope. All right.
I got a great idea for the cover art for Special Kind of Dumb is we just get Pedro's college graduation photo.
I don't have one.
Well, then we'll Swede one. You got some construction paper lying around? We'll make you a hat.
No, you
put
can
on
do
the
that
wizard
thing,
robes.
where you could like cut out the person next to him, put a question mark. Man, I went on a date. This has been years ago. Walked in and went over to the lass's house, and that was like up on the fireplace thing. I was like, I can fuck up out of this place, man. That's a sign, boys and girls. If you see it, opposite
You
direction.
can get like my secondary school graduation picture. Yeah, I have one of those. Didn't have much of a choice back then. But when it came to university, it's like, oh no, this is optional. You don't have to go. Cool, I'm not going then.
Yeah, the conversation I had with myself was, do I want to pay $15 for shipping, or do I want to talk to people? And I paid $15.
Did you ever go to any of your graduations? I didn't.
The secondary school one, yes.
I didn't.
Remember how Steam used to look? Back in the 90s.
Green.
Everything starts somewhere, man. I mean, what was it? It was like Steam, and you had Counter-Strike and Half-Life.
Yeah, you had Counter-Strike,
and Ricochet.
Half-Life, and Ricochet, yeah.
And Codename Gordon.
But hey, man, it's not like they continued making games.
Yeah,
Well-
no, they released Dota 2, and that was the end of that.
We're just gonna pretend Artifact never happened because it basically never did.
Don't worry, everyone else did too. I mean, we were just playing along.
I own that game, and I pretend like it doesn't exist.
What game?
Artifact.
Oh, did you buy it?
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
I made the smart decision of watching like a explainer tutorial video before actually hitting the purchase button. I'm like, yeah, no, this is not my jam. Not my steez. Not gonna do it.
I actually didn't mind like the video card game mechanics, but yeah, since you're not playing a game, you're playing 3 at the same time. It takes about 40 minutes to get through a single game. So that's the thing that killed it for me.
Haven't they learned? I mean, the modern attention span? I mean, who are you targeting? Not kids. Like 3 minutes, I don't know. That's a commitment. Anything shorter?
You know, for card games, it's not unusual to expect.
I'm just
like,
going by
15...
YouTube video descriptions on a 3-minute
Yeah.
YouTube video. I'm like, you will genuinely see in the comments. Anybody got timestamps?
But it's a card game, and it's not unreasonable to expect like 10-15 minutes for each game.
Yes,
That's
it
what
is.
Hearthstone did.
It should be
That,
5 minutes maximum.
Hearthstone is massively popular.
Don't care.
But it's 45 minutes is just way too fucking long.
Learn,
Sorry, Valve.
learn some patience.
You done
man.
goofed.
Give them some money, and you can buy the quick version, the quick deck. It's made of quick. Just
That's
buy
the thing. You're still playing 3 games.
Shut up, Pedro, and buy shit. I'm Valve.
I've bought plenty of things, Valve.
Yeah, no, Armello's a fucking dirty liar. Yeah, you can finish one of these games in 30 minutes. We have conclusive video evidence that that's not the case. Actually, no, that's
pee.
not true.
I'll be right back.
If you're playing with bots, then yeah, it doesn't take as long. But
I'm more impressed that that's 198k MP4.
I'm into it.
I'm down. Man, do you know what uses a gang of video RAM?
What?
Fucking Shadow of War.
I guess that makes sense.
Well, I was just happened to have the NVIDIA control panel open. Now, granted, we're running it through the XVK, and it was using like 5 point and some change. I mean, it was like 5.8. You have no... At 1080p, too.
I don't know what to tell you.
Of course, that is genuinely the first game I've ever downloaded that was like 103 gigs.
Oh, yeah. Man.
3 digits on the download.
I'm like, man, I'm so happy I got that 500 gig drive. Oh, it's a fifth consumed by a game.
Right? Can you imagine if you're on metered bandwidth, man? I mean, 500 gigs, that's 5 Shadow of Wars.
Yeah. Well, what? I mean, I remember when they were like saying Star Citizen was going to be like 100 gigs, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, by the time that gets released, man, it'll probably be way over.
Oh yeah.
We'll finally have the holographic storage we've been promised for 20 years.
DNA-based storage.
Be awesome. The future will, in fact, be here.
Man, I want like the Stargate crystals. That's what I want.
Everyone wants that. You just want to
Yeah.
They don't have to do anything, man. They can be placebos.
Or like the Asgard panel with like the knobs. Yeah.
That I just need a section of wall in my house that I can push in, slides out, and I can move some crystals around, slide that shit back in. I'm good.
Yeah. I think we all want that.
Yeah. Is there anything? Nope. Sure, there's some.
At first, I thought that said adios, but it just says AIDS.
No. It's me. Have you played anything interesting this week?
I just dicked around in Doom and Shadow Warrior a little bit. Job hunting like really just kills my motivation to do anything.
Have you played anything on the Switch?
No.
No?
Those games are too expensive, man.
Listen, man, all games should be $60, all right? Or 80, however much it is.
Dude, it's like 100 with tax here for like one of the first party games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, I was poking at Pillars of Eternity, and then I had to do a phone interview. Got murdered by some fucking spiders. My god. Oh, like it's straight up that meme of like you open up the door and like the room is just full of spiders.
I'm kind of surprised to see Divinity Original Sin 2 up on that business.
I think this is on sale.
Well, yeah, it says it right there. It's 35% off. But...
Yeah.
Subnautica. I've never played that.
That one looks interesting. It's like but it's base building, so I don't think I think I'd be into it for like maybe an hour and then I'd lose interest.
Right. That's why I've never went the City Skylines route.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, Sim City, man. I'll dig it for 30, 45 minutes and never touch it again.
There we go.
Why is everyone so quiet?
Shh.
Vision is based on movement. Who's vision? Man, this is gonna be good for that guy who sent us that hate mail though, with the silence remover.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi,
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, I don't have a router running OpenWRT because the stupid Virgin router is locked down considerably well. But, yeah. Just about everything else.
Oh yeah. No, there's that great Twitter account. Internet is shit. It's like it's great. Your fridge stops working because the fucking stopped getting updates. Now you gotta go buy a new fridge.
I don't know, man.
Your light bulb isn't working because it needs to update the firmware.
Right, it needs to connect to the Wi-Fi to download the new firmware so that it can fucking turn on.
I'm going to buy some internet-connected light bulbs. And, I mean, outside of that, though, I mean, my thermostats are internet-connected. I think that's it. I mean, unless you just count all the tablets. They don't really do anything, though. Except
Right, yeah, but they're not hooked into the main habitation system that you live in.
I mean, just as long as you can catch them, I mean, they're fine. They behave.
Yeah.
I like the programmer's bit. Most recent piece of technology I own is a printer from 2004, and I keep a loaded gun ready to shoot it if it ever makes unexpected noises.
Oh, that's cute. That guy still owns a printer.
Everyone makes fun of people who own printers until you need to fucking print something that one time. You're like, man, then you consider buying a printer just in case, because like 5 years from now, you might need to print thing too.
I work in a corporate office. Printing stuff is just,
you don't print shit,
free.
Son. Yeah, right. It's like make it rain. What are you doing? Printing black pages? Why? Reasons. Black toner cartridges. That's why.
You gotta keep that toner going, man. Otherwise, it'll just dry up.
Yeah, literally the only thing I print is like shit for in-person like board gaming or tabletop RPG nights. That's it. And even then, I just walk to the fucking Staples across the street and do my printing there.
The last time I had to print something, it was like a government form for taxes, but I found out that the library had printers because I was about to go buy a fucking printer. But before that, it was before the invention of smartphones. It's like MapQuest or something, because I'd be where the fuck ever. And it's like, I need to know how to get from the airport to the rental place and to the motels and all that. So I had a little portable printer I'd lug around with me. All right. Let's do it.
Do it.
That spearmint concentrate is really good.
3, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap yourselves down, because we're about to thank you violently. Well, I mean, we can't really reach across the screen and slap you across the internet.
I'm not bailing you out of violent jail again.
Thank you so much. I'll kill you, you son of a bitch.
Thank
you don't
you.
accept my gratitude,
Awesome.
you will die. No. And if you don't want to die from my angry hands, you can head on over to LinuxGameCast.com and click the support button, where we got all sorts of fun links that you can click on to support us. Amazon affiliate links, Newegg affiliate links, Humble partner links if you want to donate some money to charity while you give us some stuff. You can even give us some PayPal love or some Bitcoin Cash if you're so inclined. How much Bitcoin do we have these days, Vin?
That much? I don't know.
All right. Well,
listen, for all I know, these beautiful psychopaths out there, we're like multimillionaires because I haven't checked that in a while.
Right. I mean, if cryptocurrency is not your jam, you can still head on over to patreon.com/LinuxGameCast, where you get some fun benefits for being a patron of us.
Like what? What could we possibly give them in return for supporting our nonsense?
Bullshit. Well, at the very least, we can
bullshit. We can deliver. I do not feel bad saying that. That's something I feel that we can deliver.
Money for bullshit. Well, you can at least get access to our Discord channel, which is a lot more active than most other Discord channels out there on the internet. So if you are lonely and want someone to talk to, become a Patreon and you'll make some new friends. You get some show note access if you're doing 250 or above a week. You get your name in the credits, access to Uncut VODs.
Hey, if you're doing 250 and above a week, you get to hang out in the pre super shows and like a bunch of these fine young cannibals did. And they still do. That's kind of that's become a thing, man.
It has. So sometimes though it goes into the pre super show or into the pre super shows or even into the proper show proper. So it's a thing that happens. And if you give us enough money, you can show up here next to us and then we'll make fun of you, but you paid for it, so you know what you're getting at. We got some other ways to support us, but first we gotta thank 3 people. Gonzo 2000.
Latest Patreon.
So this is Patreon. And Yishan is back. Yeah.
Yishan has returned from the dead as a returning patron. He mainly does it so he can keep an eye on Strider. That's pretty much it.
But you know, we got other ways to support us. Maybe you want to kit yourself out in some lovely Linux Gamecast gear and show people of the world that you too are a lonely nerd who needs to give money to a Patreon to have friends in Discord. You can head on over to our store.
Why do you say it like it's a bad thing? I mean, people pay for far worse.
This is true. This is 100% true. And
on the list of shameful things I pay for, this would only be like number 4.
Yeah. And of course, if you want to get in with the Skeleton Man himself, Mr. Frank, you can send us some stuff via our Amazon wish list. We got some stuff there, don't we?
What do you mean?
I don't know. From Rule Spider?
There was some games.
Sent some video games. What, he didn't send you a video game?
No, I don't think so.
You didn't get an item in a gift on Steam? He has no idea. He doesn't check shit like this, so he probably did. Thank you, Rule Spider.
No, I didn't. Well, why do you hate me so much, Rule Spider? I love you.
What? Hey, thanks for supporting us, and let's keep on rocking and rolling with that. That's kind of an interesting experiment. Maybe one day we will build that alpha site. That's one thing we're going to work up to. Every time I crunch the numbers, I think, oh, shit. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but like $800 away to actually having an open studio to bring people in. That'd be live shows. We'd have to fly out at least once a month. I'd have to fly these 2 yahoos.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's going to be a sizable expense to fly me out there.
Not really. I'm going to put you on a boat.
No, we're just gonna have sock puppet Pedro.
Take me a week to get there.
Yep. We're gonna need an arm, Pedro, is what I'm trying to say.
You're good. You're good one though. Anyways, we got some. Yeah. Well, shilling time is finished. We got some news now, so we can shill for some other companies.
Hey, yes. You know us, man. Nothing about us says shill like NVIDIA, unless we're talking bad about them. Stay tuned for that. New drivers, and it's the drivers that you were waiting for. Unlike the last one. So this is adding initial support for G-Sync compatible FreeSync monitors. See the README, there's a checkbox. Support for stereo presentation in Vulkan. Fuck all what that is. They fixed a bug with the application of the VT switches and all that. NVIDIA, the SDK has been bumped up to 9.0 on the video codec. We got some new stuff for NV decode, NV encode, and some CUDA hotness. That's where I was like, keep going, girlfriend. They did add the NV encode Blackmagic fucky bits, which effectively is going to give you almost no hit performance when you're using your NVIDIA card to like stream a game or record a game with the NVIDIA encoder. It's dedicated silicon on there. Previously, it had to go out, like each frame had to go out to system RAM, then come back for the encode. So that's why you'd see like a 10 to 15% performance piddling. Nothing like if you were doing it with CPU. Now, it can do it all on the card, as long as it's on that same card. And you're only going to be seeing, especially with like Turing hardware, like maybe a 3% performance penalty. So even using OBS, you effectively have shadow play. That's kind of brilliant. And
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I put that business on there. Now, what I said at the beginning, because I know somebody might be fast forwarding, you're like, AMD had FreeSync and working on Linux. Like, yeah, with like the binary drivers only over DisplayPort, that's kind of a thing. This works with HDMI and everything else. I know Pedro's tried it. I know Jordan's tried it. I'm not cool enough to have a FreeSync monitor yet, but
Loser.
I know what. If you're on the Ubuntu, I'm on 1804, but even if you're 1810, hurry up and wait, because this is not like back in the day when Xorg Edgers did the graphics drivers and they showed up a few minutes afterwards. Now it's run by volunteers for Canonical, so it may or may not show up eventually. You can manually force that hot shit in there. I did it. I know what I'm doing, and I don't recommend you do play. Don't do that home game unless you're brave. If you know how to unfuck things, go for it. So,
I mean, speaking of fucking with things, I fucked around a bit with the FreeSync stuff this week. It definitely works. I was a little afraid that when I clicked that tick box and followed by the apply, that this monitor over here would go all like fucky, but no, it worked. I fucked around with Doom and Shadow Warrior. Doom is a little crashy on these drivers. I'm not sure if that's just a Proton problem or a driver problem. And it definitely looks good on Shadow Warrior too. Ven, you're asking me before, like what it actually looks like, and it's just like when the frame rate drops, it's less obvious. It just tends to be a little more smoother. But
it actually, you see it as slightly slower, but it's like the difference in frame timing is so little that your brain can't even see it. Yeah, on the other hand, am still waiting for the Solus repos to go, yeah, there you go, because it is on the testing repos, it is there, but my system is actually working really well right now. I don't want to touch it, he says, as he's just about to crash. Tempting fate.
Mm.
And then his internet died, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
What?
It works. I guess Nvidia will be at some point soliciting feedback from monitors that aren't on the whitelist. The one I have, which is the Samsung UE30, whatever the hell it's called, seem to work fine.
In a very weird way, this is absolutely a win for AMD. This is Nvidia in its own special way admitting that people don't want to pay that fucking premium for your G-Sync module.
Yeah.
What, you don't want to
really
drop
don't.
$3,000 on a monitor? No?
Hey,
Really?
Nope. Not at all.
Turns out you don't really want to pay £1,000 for a 3440 by 1440 display when you can get a 3860 by 21.
Make up some more numbers, Pedro, while we're talking about this next story.
I'm confused. So, yeah, Lutris.
What?
No? Oh, no, this is the
Lutris.
money
This
one.
is about Nvidia stock.
Wow, Pedro, you
Yeah.
need to retard the drinking. We're just in the news section.
Yes. So...
And this is why I hate
NVIDIA.
this game this week. Yeah.
Yes. So Nvidia stock dropped considerably, and this particular article actually comes from MarketWatch. Don't worry, there'll be links in the show notes. And they say that after basically they announced that they didn't quite meet their projected earnings for Q4 2018, their stock share price kind of dropped considerably. And they don't really go into the specifics of how much. They just say, oh yeah, Nvidia had projected to make about $2.7 billion in profit, and they only made 2.2. But
Oh no.
yeah, it's poor Jen Swang.
Yeah, no. I mean, we just cut to the clip of Jensen just like crying into his already massive pile of money. Which, by the way, they call him Jensen, like Adam Jensen in this article. And it made me do a double take. I had to look up his name just to make sure that I wasn't spelling it wrong. No, apparently he Latinized it, so now it is Jensen sometimes.
Yeah, and he actually said that no, even if the crypto market bubble pops, we won't have any issues, and we will keep selling as many cards as we did. Turns out they didn't, so their stock price went to shit. And the article didn't specify, but I actually went and had a look. In October 1st, 2018, the Nvidia stock share was worth $289. That's per share. And today, like a couple hours ago, the market closed with each Nvidia share going for $144. That's about $145 per share less than they actually had just a couple of months ago, on top of falling short by about $500 million on their projected earnings.
Listen, everyone at home, I apologize. I've been looking desperately for like a business ticker to put across the bottom of his screen? I couldn't find one.
Yeah, no, we need like the Jim Cramer Mad Money.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, and I mean, like, yeah, shock. People aren't up to spending thousands of dollars every couple of years for new high-end video cards.
Hey, people voted with their wallets, man.
Yeah,
yeah. For once, it worked.
But don't worry.
I mean, maybe we'll see the NVIDIA. Well, I guess they can't call it the 30 series because AMD cribbed that number. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see
if they actually release the Navis. Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
we're going to be seeing
maybe we'll see some cheaper cards in the future.
NVIDIA. Well, they're definitely going to be releasing the series of shit. We thought Navi would already be out, so we already made these
1660
cards.
Ti.
Yeah. Those are coming out, which are going to be some weird cards with like nothing. That market segment's going to be covered like 6 to 8 months before Navi even shows up. So
yeah.
Oops.
It's NVIDIA.
All right, so then you hate Lutris, right?
100%.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Give me a minute, sweetheart. Hey, not 0.5, not is out. What's Lutris, man? It's kind of like a place where you can play all of your games, be it GOG, Steam, GOG.
Emulators, Steam, GOG,
browser, we got a couple of things
emulators,
rocking
GOG,
out with this latest stuff. You got the modernized the GUI. That's the thing. It looks nice. Kind of digging it. Bunch under the hood stuff. And hey, we finally got that FPS limiter option. I know I've been looking for that. But if we come over to the Patreon page, go check that out. Patreon.com/Lutris. Strider's in chat right now. And it's like, hey, man, I'm very glad to announce the release. And there's a gang of stuff, DXVK updates, War Mastered Edition, Darksiders, and all this fun stuff. It's pretty cool. Very proud of you, Strider. Very proud of you. So proud. So proud that I decided to download it and try it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Now, before we get started, I just want to throw on your Patreon page, maybe throw a download link for this, like in the first sentence, to let people know where to get it.
Or, you know, a download link anywhere because there isn't one.
Or anywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't involve Googling not 5 not. Maybe throw that in there. Okay.
I mean, I just did a git pull and a git checkout. You guys are scrubs.
That's great. We're talking about scrubs, sweetheart.
Yeah, that's the point.
Scrubs. Anyways.
It doesn't compute in his little insect brain sometimes, Pedro. It's kind of one track, man. So I want to try it, man. I want to download it because, unfortunately, Lutris.net gave it a try, put it in. Still got the big red warning about you must install wine staging and it takes you to the wine HQ that only mentions wine staging's a thing and like a link to the GitHub repo at the bottom of the page. It's like, Anyway, so what did I want to do? I had a legitimate reason. I typically don't play around Lutris because I pretty much only play native games. And
except Proton ones.
Wow, it's like I didn't write all that shit out in the show notes, Pedro. Do you want to fill anyone else in?
No.
Come on, baby.
I'll do it.
So what I wanted to try was Darksiders 2, which just doesn't work with Proton right. And some people have said, hey, I got it to work, but I couldn't. It goes to a title screen, then it opens the desktop. So we install this, I get the PPA in, get everything together. It works. Launch it up, and yeah. Step 1 with Lutris 0.5.0 was, so you need to install it in Steam. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, you got me there, game. I didn't expect that. I did that, and yeah, not a big deal. Okay. After that, Lutris was like, okay, now I see it. It's a thing. It showed up. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. And the default launcher for Darksiders 2 in Lutris was Steam, Proton. Now, we've established on multiple occasions that I'm not a clever man. However, Am I wrong in this train of thought, gentlemen, when I say if I'm going to be trying something from Steam on Lutris, there's probably a solid damn chance it's because it didn't work with Proton?
To be fair, there's like one slight thing to that because Lutris applies the extra bits that Proton doesn't automatically do, like the Proton tricks stuff.
Still didn't fucking work, Brad.
All right.
I was gonna say something, but I just lost my train of thought. I got distracted.
Please deliver. I tried to change it to wine, and it's like, no, no file provided. I didn't have a very good experience, but it's still in beta, so we're not judging.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of these problems have to do with the runners themselves, which aren't necessarily maintained by Strider.
Right.
They're maintained by the community. So it's a bit of your mileage may vary. I mean, I've been using not 5.0 since the beta, and aside from the usual just like installer fuck ups where like the actual install process will fail, I haven't had too many issues with the latest version of Lutris. I mean, Witcher runs fine. And I even tried my GOG version of Shadow Warrior, and that worked. So
yeah, and actually, one of the ones I keep trying every now and then is to get the original Neverwinter Nights, not the enhanced edition, the original one. If you want to get that working, that still works. And if for some reason you want to play Dark Souls in Lutris, that works so much better than it actually does with Proton. That's good on you,
Lutris
Strider.
brings a lot more to the table than just Proton, because again, you can do a bunch of emulators, and you can bring in your GOG library.
Yep.
Yeah, and it actually provides a nice little indexed way to sort of handle the various either wine modifications or environment modifications for all these various games, which I appreciate, because and instead of having this like all over the place, it's fairly well organized. The one thing I don't like about it is that side pane with the game information. It's a little ugly, but that's just me. Other people might like it.
It's a bit iTunesy, if we're being honest. Just saying.
I mean, honestly, it reminded me a bit of like the Windows 8/10 Explorer
Strider, don't listen
thing.
to either one of these yahoos, man. I mean, seriously, it's like, oh, this Window's bugging. You mean it's bugging you while you're playing the game?
I freely admit that this is just a minor nitpick, and it only really ever matters to me.
Nitpick. That's it.
But I mean that kind of speaks to the state that Lutris is in, where like the only real complaints are nitpicks and not being able to play Darksiders.
That's very good. Yeah.
No, we just
and
learned
the
that
UI actually
both of
looks
these people
good.
they take Lutris and leave it on the second monitor so they can stare at it and go, that window while they're playing their game.
Yeah, obviously.
100%. All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
You
Unity.
don't?
What's wrong with you?
All right, so Unity have come out with a new announcement. There's a new version out there, and it is a beta. It's the 2019.1 beta, and you can get it right now. You can go and download it. They have a blog post which lists most of what you can expect, with the highlight, of course, that there is one specific Linux mention in the blog post itself, but if you actually click through to the release notes, there are a total of 22 mentions, and the biggest ones are like they're dropping 32-bit target for Linux, so you can't really export a 32-bit Unity game for Linux using this beta. They're doing that, as they say, to basically focus on actually having the functionality that they can provide from the 64-bit and improve on that, as well as improve on Vulkan. And that Vulkan improvement is very, very welcome, because we've seen like Ballistic Overkill. That's an example of a game that's currently using Vulkan.
I think that's the one.
Yeah, there's a couple more, but that's like the big one. And the game, that one specifically at least, performs about the same or slightly worse in Vulkan than it does with OpenGL.
Yeah, but
and
I think that's a very good example of developers smashing that Vulkan button, seeing what the fuck happened. And Ballistic Overkill is kind of a tricky thing to pick with, because its OpenGL performance was fucking stellar to begin with.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And we've kind of been spoiled with the Talos principle, because the Talos principle ran really well right from the start, and then they introduced Vulkan and it ran even better. So that's kind of the level of performance we expect.
On the flip side of that coin, you got Fusion, which Vulkan's a bit of a crapshoot still. But I mean that is an in-development thing. The one thing I really appreciate here is just the whole mess of Linux fixes, because unlike some engines / stores / companies, this is something to appreciate, because this is a company that actually supports us, and maybe doesn't like people using their software for cloud services, but really does value the fact that they do have a sizable player base on Linux. Most of the Linux games available are Unity based. So they know that they got to keep that up to snuff. I don't have a big deal with them dropping 32-bit. I know there's going to be 3 people on like their Pentium 4 still going like, I can't play Unity games anymore. But here's the thing: 32-bit x86 is dead. Stick a fork in it; it's done.
You got to really think about it. I mean, unless you're intentionally just running a 32-bit Linux distro, you're not there. There's not a 32-bit only chip capable of meeting system requirements for anything I can think of.
Yeah,
Steam itself is still 32-bit. That's like the big argument I can see some people raising, and even that's pretty
Steam's not a game.
Yeah,
Steam's not a game and has to support Windows XP because of China.
Oh nope, they dropped support for XP.
Oh, that's true.
They already dropped support, and they're dropping Vista soonish.
About damn.
Hey, something that you probably can play on your 32-bit CPU.
Yes, you can. You need a fairly new version of Qt if you want to use the package, though. This is Cross UO. It is the quote unquote true open source Ultima Online client. You know, people were big into the Ultima Online back in the 90s. I kind of missed that. I had friends who were doing it, but I couldn't convince my parents to A, pay for an internet connection, and B, pay for an online subscription to an MMO. But it's available for download. It consists of 3 components: the launcher, the assistant, and then there's an additional library. You can download it straight from the site if you're using Manjaro or Ubuntu 16.04. Otherwise, you're gonna have to build it from source. You're gonna have to, and it's like I said, it's spread out across 3 projects. You're gonna have to check all of those out. I tried out trying to use the Manjaro version on Fedora 28. But Fedora 28 ships with Qt 5.11, and these guys depend on Qt 5.12. Anyways, if you compile it, it's not going to be an issue. And yeah, you can play some Ultima Online and go murder Lord British, and then send some pictures of it
fly to the moon
Richard Garriott.
And hang out at the International Space Station. That'll be a thing.
Yeah.
That game just won't die, man. I mean, it's impressive. Every time it's like, oh, I remember that. Wait, whoa, people are still actively playing Ultima Online.
Yeah, yeah. Between this, Evercrack, and Ragnarok, and as Pedro mentioned, Run Escape.
When are we going to get our open source Evercrack client?
Don't we already?
Yeah. I mean, there was a launcher. There was an open source launcher, not like completely open source.
That might be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, not a complete engineering implementation type of thing.
I think I mean I kind of want that. Evercrack was the first time I'd ever lost a friend to a video game.
Yeah,
but like I was saying, this kind of stuff is important, especially for preserving MMOs, because once the servers die, these games disappear. And a lot of people have a lot of good memories attached to them. A lot of them just like playing the game, and they want a way to continue playing it. And so game preservation projects like this are hyper important, especially for the MMO space. Like Blizzard has just clued in that people are willing to pay money to them to play an older version of their games.
Damn it. Have they even rolled that out yet after shutting it down? They're like, oh no, it's totally coming, you guys. And a year later, right around the corner, but we sure shut down that free shit. My buddy Anthony was playing it, and he was like, yeah, it's the same. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. The Legend of Zelda total conversion. Why are we talking about this? It's because it's for GZ Doom, motherfuckers. That's why we're talking about it. Yeah, what the actual hot hell? They went ahead and made interesting use of the Doom. And it was like, you know what? That would kind of work. You know, maybe.
It would kind of
work.
Hexenish. Yeah, it would kind of work if Nintendo's lawyers didn't go, no, you don't.
Well, I mean, definitely using that art is a no-no.
Yeah,
dumb experiments like these are fun. I like the one that redoes Half-Life, but instead you're playing Spyro the Dragon. It's an interesting experiment to see how well you understand the underlying mechanics of the games and how well you can fuck with it. I will say that it kind of does a little bit of an unintentional Minecraft. It looks a little bit like that.
Yeah,
but also, I mean, it's kind of the point of voxels is they're 3D pixels, right? So I put that down in the show notes, and I thought to myself, wait a second. You extrapolate 2D sprites to 3D, that's what it looks like. God damn it, Jordan, why you gotta be 16?
There we go.
Yeah, no, it's if they can get away with not using the actual sprites and not making it look anything like the actual Zelda, yeah, that could be an interesting thing.
You know, usually like right up until you do a point release or it gets popular, Nintendo pretty much just lets you do what you want with
Yeah,
it.
it's the moment it gets popular, and this has already been featured in quite a few websites, and now we're talking about it.
No, we're
and
not.
Someone else is going to talk about it. Yeah.
So rip Zelda TC is all I'm saying.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
download it now before they actually DMCA it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And don't make anything too recent. I've never completed the original Legend of Zelda. I did Zelda 2.
Yeah, did I?
That was my jam.
I never had a NES, so I never actually played the original Legend of Zelda except on an emulator.
Were you too young?
Oh no, I wasn't
played
too
it
young. My
at
parents
a
were just
friend's
very
house.
anti-video game.
Like the NES was like 10 years old when you were born.
And like my friends still had it. So
All right.
anyways, Julius. So maybe you like city builder games. Maybe you like Romans or things associated with them. Maybe you like Caesar 3, the video game. Well, now you can finally play it under Linux with an open source engine reimplementation. You can actually pick the game up for about $7 on Steam. And this is basically just a binary replacement. You build it, you drop it into the it requires SDL2 mixer. You build it, you come up, it spits out the Julius executable, you drop it into the game folder, and away you go. Yep. And that's pretty much it. It's another one of these Civ 4X style games that came out in 1999. Clearly there's enough of a fan base that
It's
or at
not
least this guy was a big enough.
exactly Civ type of
No, it's-
situation. Caesar was always its own thing. It's just about growing a city. That's it.
Giggity.
You don't really have any like external conflict. You don't have to
No,
expand in the
there's
traditional
still
RTS
there's still like the
sense.
diplomacy element and like that
Yes.
that stuff is still there.
Do you know
it's a
who
bit of a
else-
cross
It's
I
not
mean,
like
4x, it's
SimCity.
2x.
Listen, man. Do you know who
Not
else
until you
really,
give Gandhi nukes.
really love the Romans?
Hey Ben, you ever been to a Turkish prison?
Volcanoes.
Yeah. But it's good to see another one of these engine implementations, especially for a game that does not have a Linux client.
I was going to say
that
the
is
plague,
available.
but I thought volcanoes did more damage than the plague did. Oh, you could have said Visigoths. I could have went that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ostrogoths, Visigoths, the Mongols,
Mongols.
The Lusitans. Yeah, just about every barbarian tribe.
the Phoenicians. Yeah, it turns out Rome had quite a few enemies.
Haters gonna hate,
Yeah.
man. Haters gonna hate.
All right. Well, you can see us hating on Romans in the next segment. God damn it, I had a goof for this, but I completely forgot about it. Chairquisition's coming up next.
Well, I mean, hey, if you're gonna stick the landing, fuck it. All right.
Okay.
No, I thought of a good joke, and I couldn't remember it, and now it's bothering me because it was very clever, or at least I thought so. Y'all magma crazy.
Y'all magma crazy?
Get out of here with that bullshit Zen cone crap, Linux Nuru.
What? Magma.
Magma.
Oh man, everyone remember when Mike Myers had a career?
I mean, he probably has enough money now that he doesn't need to fucking do anything.
He's Canadian, so yeah, he's probably saved it all.
Did you say Canadian instead of Jewish just then?
No, that's just a bonus.
I don't think Mike Myers is Jewish.
Can't you just tell?
Racist.
I thought that was a bit of a take on, the fact that our Canadian is sort of Jewish. Yeah.
He's only Jewish
Sorta,
when
right.
it suits him.
I specifically
I'm Jewish
said
when I need
sorta
the
for a
holidays off.
reason.
Basically, right? That yarmulke
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere. It's like, yo,
Jewish motherfucker.
I gotta take Sukkot off, man. I gotta go shake a lulav in an etrog and smoke a joint in a tent outside.
burning bush.
See what's great is that like that's like a proper Jewish joke, and nobody except Pennywise gets it, unfortunately.
Vote.linuxgamecast.com if you want to vote on their show titles. We got a 3-way tie between Big Monkey Mouse, Special Kind of Dumb, and OMG WTF BBQ. However, we can still throw some love.
Oh, yes.
Murder Lord British. Why not?
Yeah.
YouTube would love
I can think
that
of a
one.
few reasons why not. Hi there, NSA. How you
Hi,
guys
Rich
been doing?
Garriott. I'll fight you.
Pablo Dylan. Unfortunately, no, we can't do that.
Special kind of dumb. I'm totally down for that.
That's because you are, Pedro. It's because you are.
Yes.
Some people have issues with tequila. I've never had a problem with it. The only issue I've had with the tequila is people trying to like drink it with accessories and shit. And they're like, put the
Yeah,
lime and
the
salt and
salt.
fucking like, just give me the bottle, cupcake.
Yeah. Just, pour the bottle into a glass and give me. I'll drink it. Okay, if you want to squeeze the lime into that glass, I won't say no, but just squeeze it right then and there.
See,
it's fine.
The only accessory I'm really aware of for drinking tequila is like naked ladies. So
We are also dealing with the type of people that drink their liquor in shots. Like, no.
Yeah, belly shots. Yeah.
Nah, just pour it in a glass. Big shot. I'll sip on it. Don't worry about it. Give me a straw, since we're thinking about things.
we need to get like Ben a freaking giant whiskey bottle sized crazy straw.
My straw's stainless steel, man. I got a couple of them. Got like a 3-pack.
Nori has a few crazy straws.
I could probably cut that up into something that would get you in trouble.
I mean, you could just play that out of context, and yeah.
Now I have Nori in a very easy to tie together to slip something else in the middle of that. Yeah.
See, you can take that out of context and get you in trouble.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm leading questioning him right now. I'm fishing
That's
for
why I'm not
new
saying
samples.
anything.
Hey, man, nice shot. Man, that is the one song that you should never listen to while driving.
Hit me with your best shot.
No, hey, man, nice shot. Filter.
Enter Sandman by Metallica. Also a song that's not...
Because it will bore you to
Recommended.
sleep.
I was about to say, I don't normally listen to country when I'm...
No. See, it makes you kind of want to put that foot down and emulate the truck.
Not
in that
really, because I've had to
video.
play the fucking bass line for that, and that is the most boring bass line in the history of bass lines. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
playing the bass. You were lucky
I mean-
anyone noticed you.
Metallica basslines
No,
kind
Pedro, I
of
was
went to
playing
shit
an
after Cliff died.
instrument. That might be foreign to you to have skill in something.
Oh, it might be foreign to me that I have, no fingers on my right hand, and it basically makes all instrument playing
Listen,
go like,
Pedro,
"Fuck
the
you!"
drummer for Def Leppard had one fucking arm. What's your excuse?
I don't have any fingers.
Beethoven was deaf.
Fingers!
Listen, all I'm saying is people have overcome greater difficulties than not having fingers, and we're
Nope.
still able to produce
It's
music.
impossible. Can't be done.
Yeah.
He has toes, though. My toes are nowhere near that,
I mean, that's all on you, man. That's lack of practice.
Guitar with
Jeff-
feet. Now in my search history.
Jeff Healey was a very good guitarist, and he was blind as a fucking bat.
Oh, even Hendrix got in on the action. Go for it, Hendrix. There he goes.
Hendrix
I
had
also
some weird
wasn't
fingers,
really
though.
born into a family that did music at all. So was never really exposed to that until I went to university.
Hendrix was the reason that I found out I was double jointed because one of the guys was teaching me how to play way back when, because the way I do a G chord.
Mhm.
He's like, because I'm just like looking at the tablature and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I just wrap my thumb around. He's like, oh, you can do the Hendrix G. I'm like, the fuck you talking about? And he's like, yeah, you can rap.
Oh yeah, no, I struggled learning the G just because like my fingers weren't that flexible. It took me forever.
Well, yeah, like typically you'd have to like have your index finger. I can just wrap my thumb around.
Yeah. No, for me that was the one chord I just could not nail just because stupid fingers.
The one that always fucked with me, and it shouldn't have, was, well, I finally got where I could do an F with no issue, but like an A minor or some shit like that would always like throw me every now and then. Then I discovered power chords, and I was like, fuck the world.
Yeah, now I can just use these.
Right.
Fuck it.
What's this drop D you speak of?
I was for a while I was trying to learn bass using Fripp's new standard tuning. It's actually pretty nice if you want to do jazz stuff. But you gotta know how to work a fretboard.
I would, if I was doing like jazz or anything like that, I'd do like an open G with a slide. Giggity. An open G.
Gotta finger that G string.
That's right. Welcome back to Linux Rockcast.
Finger A minor.
Finger, You know, he found that funny. Still does.
I mean, that's like an old-ass guitar joke, man.
Way old, man.
Again, was not exposed to music all that much.
Are you trying to get me to believe they have not invented music in Portugal?
Oh no, they did. It's just that my family was a
Anti-music.
staunch believer that I should follow an actual career, not music.
I've never... Man, they fucked up.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? I don't know. I mean, I never tried to make music a career. I mean, I own a lot of music. I don't know.
At one point, I actually wanted to learn how to play
thought that I could
something.
like be in a band or anything like that. I was in one for like 4 weeks while I was filling in for someone's bass player, and that was it.
I just don't like not knowing how to do shit. I mean, same reason I got like piano, cello, shit like that, saxophone. I'm like, all right, next.
Yeah, I got trumpet, drums, and bass, and that's about it, all I can do.
I was never really good at, well, no, no. None of the percussion stuff, like anything, you know, like trumpet, tuba. I wanted to learn to play tuba, but that's not a thing you can just pick up.
Yeah, trombone's another one where you gotta like learn that one. That one's requires a little more precision too, because you gotta know the exact slide positions.
I can play pretty much anything with a single reed, double reed instruments, like fucking oboes and shit. Can't do that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't play anything worth a shit, and yet Nori can play the piano, she can play the guitar, she can play the flute, she can sing, yeah. It's fucking opposite.
Animal Muppets. Didn't they try to bring that back?
Muppets? Yeah, they tried to make it like an office comedy.
Yeah. You see, the old Muppets in the 70s worked because that was clearly geared towards adults.
Yes. If you want a good example of it, go watch the original pitch for the Muppet Show. It's like, the kids will love the cute, cuddly things. The adults will love all the cynical humor.
Okay, Patreon goal. We'll get Patreon music lessons. I probably know some people.
Can we get them to learn how to play the harmonica?
I mean, if someone else is paying them, sure.
Just signed a fucking thing right then. I got that. Huh. Okay, we need a list of embarrassing instruments.
Kazoo.
Nah, too easy.
I will mouth something.
I don't know what's an embarrassing instrument.
I don't know. I realize
like they're all cool in their own way, right? Like depends on what music you're trying to make.
I don't know, bagpipes. For
we should get Pedro a hurdy-gurdy.
Okay, Google one of these things, not like the other. Anyone with me?
The busted violin. Oh, I think I know what that was from though. That was from when Pete
No,
helped
Paige.
busted up that Stradivarius.
No, Jordan, it's not the busted violin. That
Oh,
That's a torture instrument.
it makes a kind of music then.
you know, technically, I just said instrument, and you agreed to
Yeah.
it. I just typed in embarrassing.
Oh man, I actually really love those Music Man Stingray bass, but they're so expensive.
Oh, you typed in embarrassing instruments and you got Kurt Cobain.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, let's teach Pedro the recorder. Yeah, that's an embarrassing instrument.
I can't. Again, fingers.
We'll get a special recorder for you.
Right. They make one-handed recorders.
Honestly, you don't need that much fingers for
Yeah, you
recorder.
do. To the point where going through 1st, 6th, and 7th grade, I didn't have to play the recorder because, hey.
Hey, I won't have people talking shit about bagpipes. Bagpipes are awesome. And accordion, Weird Al plays the accordion, and it's pretty boss.
The accordion can be a nice instrument. It's just that the bagpipes, there's always, you
Pan
know,
flute.
the bag.
You know, the bagpipe might be the thing.
I don't know. He's in the right country to learn it, though.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man. I mean, finding somebody wouldn't be that difficult.
I'm a little too far south, but yeah.
Yeah, because there's a fucking bagpipe line.
No, it's the bagpipe district. They take
Right
they
above
take
that
all the
switch.
bagpipe players and they shoved them in like some fucking bagpipe ghetto. This is
Oh,
what
it is
Pedro's telling us.
Cambridge.
They gunned them down, man.
Yeah.
Academic city as it is, there's probably a place that teaches bagpipes around here somewhere.
We could fly in a bag specialist. The master of
Too many
bag.
directions I can go with that. Let's
Oddly enough, he has one of those chairs. I don't think there's a coincidence, though. Just roll with it. You know, I'll accept a keyboard, but he has to play it with a mouse stick.
Oh, we could get Pedro to start making electronica music so he can just like hit play on his laptop and then like pretend to be doing stuff.
Yeah, put a strobe light behind him, man. Record
Yeah.
I'm a fucking DJ now.
it. Great.
DJ Stinky P.
Album Asparagus. All right.
DJ Portugamer.
Portuguese. 2 Live P.
Don't hate the Portu player, hate the Portu game.
What do you think? This is a Portuguese? No, that wouldn't too long.
I will have to remember that, although I am a bit drunk, so...
A bit.
So you're totally gonna take credit for it when it like pops into your head like 2 weeks later.
Fuck yeah, he
That's
is.
the thing, I won't remember it at all.
You will. All right. Let me get it. And we'll do this.
Ugh. Man, deadlift day does a number on my shoulders and back. Ugh. Everything is making popping and cracking noises. It's fun.
I'm getting those on my knees, but that's because I don't exercise. Yeah, when I have to squat for anything and I get up, it's like, oh shit.
Now, can you squat without bending your back over though and hunching?
Yeah.
That's the real question. I don't believe you. Show me. Show me your squat, Pedro. No, I'm serious. Let's fucking critique your squat on stream right now. Let's do it.
Okay, hold on. Can I do this with headphones, I wonder?
You can try. Other side. Like, turn 90 degrees. That's a bullshit half squat. Fuck that. No.
My ass is nearly on the ground. What the hell are you on about?
You got a dangly ass then.
What?
No, you, sir, you are not hitting parallel.
What the fuck am I supposed to do then?
Learn how to squat?
All right, then teach me, motherfucker.
Okay, you can go look up Alan Thrall how to squat on YouTube, and it will teach you.
Because my ass is damn near on the floor at that point. All right. YouTube. How to...
Alan Thrall how to squat. The guy has a big, bushy beard. That's what you want.
Alan Thrall. All right. That's the low bar squat, but yeah, close enough. All right. That's what I was fucking doing.
No, it wasn't. I have video evidence.
I went down and I went back up. Hell, I went a hell of a lot lower than that.
Yeah, Astagrass is actually not great for you because it uses you use the stretch reflex to get out of the hole as opposed to using the actual muscles to push yourself out.
Oh, you're supposed to hold it down. Okay, all right. Cool. All right.
That guy has some really good balance, though, I gotta say. or that's fake.
Or there's something holding, yeah.
Because, like, the bar itself is 45 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he's got two 10-pound plates on either side. Those are, like, the green Eleiko plates.
Or he got hit by something in his head and it created a bit of a dent that now he can just hold that.
Interesting way to poop.
It's the best way to poop.
We don't have intro videos anymore because the Squatto Potty was interesting.
We don't have intro videos anymore because it's technically plagiarism at this point now.
And what was the other one? Oh, Das Boot.
No, man. You see, I've been on the internet too long. Anytime I see somebody lifting weights, I just expect poop to follow.
I ripped a nasty fart coming out of a squat the other day.
Ooh, danger.
It is danger because like I just lost a bunch of like tightness and I'm like, oh god, am I going to die now?
Hey, look, my intestine.
Yeah. Remember, kids, prolapse is never fun.
No. We've all seen those pictures on the internet. Don't look it up.
Now we need to create a kid's character, Mr. Prolapse.
Draw them for us, Pedro.
To teach children about the dangers of prolapse.
No, teach children to start doing Kegels at an early age. Then they won't have to deal with prolapse.
Maybe. Oh, dude, he's recovered prolapse. He's went through the 7-step program of being.
Don't give me any of that amateur lapse, man. I'm a prolapse.
8 lap, the extra laps. That's the name of the show. Extra laps.
So bad.
Adult Swim, call us. That's better than half the shit you put on your YouTube channel, man.
Tony Hawk's prolapse skater. Yeah.
So what if we did get like an Adult Swim podcast thing? What would we do?
Probably the same thing that we'd do if we're all together in one spot. You're going to get 1 month of solid entertainment. We're all going to die from various semi-related incidents.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, just be real, man. I came face to face, you know, I'm technically on the 3rd story of this fucking house, and I just walked in my kitchen and the floorboard was like, I was like, a squeaky spot? You get those every now and then. So, naturally, to fix it, I just jumped up and down on it, which...
Didn't fix it?
No. Well, I mean, I didn't pay much attention. I was like, ah. But I didn't fall through the floor. But
yeah, see, that's what kind of I was hoping for at the end of the story.
I thought about that. I was like, well, it's a good thing it wasn't like ready to. I was like, eh.
And Ven just crashes through the ceiling right on top of his desk. Okay.
Would you like to file a bug report?
I think we need 5 to sort this out. We'll be right back.
Best part. Amateurs. What is he, like a bacon eating champion? Or
that was the Jiffy thing for amateur laps.
Okay. I'm not going to tempt the bread.
Man, I wish I was a bacon eating champion. Then I'd be dead and I wouldn't have to do this.
I can get you some bacon.
Would you? I'm really hungry right now.
That's why you need more salad.
Don't make me hungry. Come on.
Montage.
Project Binky. Yes.
Project Binky? What?
Project Binky's what he calls his dick.
Oh, right. Yeah, he
Look it up
mentioned
on
that before.
YouTube. It's not my dick. I promise.
That's what you said last time, and it was totally
No,
your
Pedro,
dick.
I just looked it up. You lied to me. That is totally your penis.
On YouTube? Man, those
Yes.
guys have really strange standards.
All right, let's get into this. All right. In 3, 2.
And remember, don't hate the Portugamer. Just hate the Portugame. This week we're taking a look at Mage's Initiation, Reign of the Elements. This part of the show is what we call the Chairquisition. It's where we review games. We take games, we tell you if
I
they
like
launch,
how you just do
how
it
they-
out of order every now and then to throw me off. It's awesome.
I know, right? We tell you if it launched, how it performs, the graphical fidelity, and the control responsiveness, and just general usability. We rate that on a pass-fail of 1 to 0 chairs, and then we give you a scale from 1 to 4 chairs, whether or not we liked said game. As I said, this week we're doing Mage's Initiation, Reign of the Elements by Himalaya Studios on the Adventure Game Studio engine. You can pick it up for about $15 US. And what is it? Join John Dark on a perilous journey across the medieval-styled land of Ignore me. And descend beyond the lofty mountains, where the mysterious and hostile Flyturians dwell, suspicious of all outsiders. It's
They
time
really
for Dark to
spent
prepare
some
himself.
brain time with these names, man.
Well, I mean, it's the standard like fantasy. We gotta cobble syllables together to make a unique sounding name.
Okay.
That's why all my characters are named Bob or Jim. Anyways, let's start this nonsense. Then, how did this thing run? I know you had some problems.
No, man, this thing was brilliant. More than that in the fun section. It launches somewhere. Both of you experienced this. I did this on 1804 LTS. It's the thing. With the UHD, what I have here is I have a UHD monitor, I have a 1080p monitor, and I have like an ultra wide in programmer mode, whatever you want to call that. It launches kind of like in the bottom right-hand corner of the UHD screen and a little bit on the 1080 side in a window that is neither the resolution of either of those monitors. Therefore, you can't really get to anything. But there's a way to launch it full screen, which also basically launches in that same spot where you can't get to anything to change or modify anything. And Pedro Jordan will tell you why it wouldn't matter even if you could. So yeah, fuck that noise. Proton came to the rescue because I was determined to play it. Thank you, Valve, for making that an option, because lo and fuck mothering behold, the Proton version has an option to adjust shit like that. And said shit was adjusted, launched at full screen, I gave it a play. Performance, it's kind of locked at a very random 45 frames per second. Graphics, it's legit. It looks old school, man. I mean, you got to give them some love for that. Some work went into the backgrounds. It's not lazily done at all. Controls, believe it or not, this took me a minute. I wish I had found out like 20 minutes earlier. Was shift to run. It's brilliant. You don't have to point and click all the things. I was so happy about that. But if you got this and you're trying to run it with a multi-monitor setup, there's a very good chance that you're going to have to return it or play it with Proton. I mean, solid strikes across the board on that, man.
Well, on Fedora 28 64-bit with the i7-6700K and the GTX 1080 Ti, yeah, you have to play it in windowed mode. When you launch the game, it says play with OpenGL in windowed mode or play in OpenGL with full screen mode. You got to pick that. You got to pick that windowed mode. It does. If you do full screen, it does the thing where it'll pick one of your monitors, and if you're like me and you have two UHD monitors, it'll try to do 7680 by 2160. But it will only do that on half a screen, and so most of the menu is obscured. So playing it in windowed mode will cause it to spawn on the bottom quarter of your screen, but you can at least drag it to a proper place. And I dragged it onto the FreeSync monitor just to test out if that was gonna do anything.
Oh man, tell me about it. Did FreeSync?
Oh, it blew my fucking mind. I'll get into that in a hot second. So I did a bit of research just because I figured maybe there's like a config file or a prefs or something, and lo and behold, there is an actual README that explains that the Linux and OS X versions have this exact issue, and that there is a way to fix it. Unfortunately, that option is unavailable because you can't click on it because it's rendered on somewhere else on the screen. What you can do though is the README does tell you the location of the game's configuration file, which it is there, but it's entirely empty, and it doesn't give you the specific configuration directives you need in order to play the game properly at full screen. And I assume it would actually work if you had those directives. And I figured, you know what, maybe I could try piecing it together. So I looked at the Windows configuration file that ships with the game, didn't have that specific option, at which point I gave up because this is 2019 and I shouldn't have to work to get my games running anymore. That's why we have Lutris, that's why we have Proton, that's why we have Steam. So yeah. I played it in a windowed mode forevermore. Yeah, and played it on a window on my FreeSync monitor, and man, that refresh rate was steady. Rocking that 46 frames a second, man. Graphically, yeah, it looks like a fucking King's Quest game. It looks and feels and sounds like a King's Quest game. All the voice acting and the dialogue, it really, really does an excellent job of capturing the aesthetic of that era. And I was actually pretty impressed with that. Control wise though, yeah, you can do it supports a couple different control modes. You can use WASD, you can click. The one problem I had was in windowed mode, the acceleration on the cursor is just so fucked up that like you will overshoot and undershoot stuff all the time. It's so annoying. And ugh. So I'll ding a chair for the does it launch, and the controls does fine on performance and graphics. It gets 2 out of 4 for me.
Yeah, and over here it launches well enough in windowed mode. You don't really get an option to set the resolution in windowed mode, which is why the top of what you're watching right now is a bit cropped off, because it is a 3:2 resolution. It's not even 4:3, it's 3:2. I don't know why they picked that specific resolution, but it's actually really annoying. If you try to play it in full screen mode, like Ven already mentioned, it appears 3/4 of the way of what you actually see, and the last quarter is completely chopped off. At least that's what happened with all of us. Performance at 1080. Well, I guess 46 FPS is the most you're getting. I don't know what kind of target they had for that specific frame rate, but there you go.
Hobbit mode.
Yeah. The graphics, it's a 2D point-and-click adventure game. It would have been handy to have a few more resolution options, but hey, that's what you're getting. The controls, the mouse movement is a bit off, but it's nowhere near as bad as it originally was, because originally the game just used the default adventure game studio settings, which it only takes 5 X11 inputs per second. So it's like having a mouse that only works at 5 hertz on the polling rate. It's bad. It was really bad. I actually sent them an email. It's like, yeah, here's the patch. Just fix that. And they fixed it, but they didn't actually correct the mouse acceleration to work as it's supposed to. So as far as I'm concerned, it gets 2 chairs.
All right. Well, there you go. It has some functional problems that really detract from the experience. But did you have fun, Ven, playing it in Proton regardless?
Oh, look at it. How could you possibly not have fun with this juggernaut, you know? Over 10 years in the works, this game, they managed to do this with $125,000 on a Kickstarter. When you look at the quality of the game, outside of its ability to run on Linux anyway, it's well done. A lot of work went into this. We get something that's basically Quest for Glory-ish point and clicker, man. You know, you got to collect 3 things, 3 MacGuffins because of reasons. The game, it's point and click, even though you can run on like that. It's got a bunch of dialogue to slog through. You're expecting this, though, if this is your jam. A lot of backtracking, kind of a clunky interface, but you get to choose from like 3 different individual clunky interfaces. Good on that. And you, as is tradition, you have a character that kind of walks on the backdrop. It's not really in it. Kind of throws you back to the King Quest days. But as I said earlier, you can at least control the character with WASD and it shift to run. Thank you. That was so cool. I was so happy when I found that and I just started running everywhere. Combat, it exists. It's point and clicky. Nothing wrong with that because this is absolutely 100% faithful to the games of old, even down to having to dick with config files in an effort to make the fucker work. However, the thing is, Brad, I don't miss any of that. I don't miss the old days. I don't personally. You know, Himalaya Studios, you did a great job. I mean, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being facetious when I say this. You did a great job recreating the DOS ages. But those are not times I personally look back on with any kindness whatsoever. I'm going to say this transcends retro. This is retro to a fault. It encapsulates, if you love this stuff, you know, they say never meet your heroes. And I think sometimes when you see a game that is, you know, an older game, they'll take that, but update some of the mechanics, you know, put a little polish on it because you don't want the exact carbon copy of what you dealt with because it's not necessarily as good as you remember. This is going to give you that authentic experience. So, you know, Mage's Initiation, if you're looking for that, this will deliver. It's reasonably priced at $14.99 too. You know, when you see something like this, I wouldn't have been shocked if this was, you know, 40 or 50 bucks. That's not out of the way. And that's the, that's our blacksmith that grunts. Pretty much that's all you can get from him.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, this is not my jam, but it's a well done game. It, you know, I'll give it 1 chair, but that's just me. What do I know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, retro to a fault is a fairly good synopsis for my opinion on this game.
Yes.
And I mean, like, it definitely goes out of its way to make itself feel like a Sierra-style adventure or King's Quest game. And it succeeds at that, 100%. However, the thing with King's Quest, though, is that it originally started off as, like, a basic text parser, and then gradually expanded, taking advantage of the new technology and new tools that were available to it, and eventually became something resembling a fairly modern game. And it would leave those sort of anachronistic gameplay elements in the past. And I think that's where the gameplay falls the shortest. Because, like, honestly, the best nostalgia-driven remake of a game I think I've ever played was Pokemon Soul Silver, because it took what was good about the original game and updated it. It applied a modern design ethos to the game, to the original skeleton of the game, and it worked wonders. And you know, those of us who played older games had to suffer through it due to technical limitations, and this can alienate new players. And like Thimbleweed Park is another one that does a good job about this. But beyond that, if you don't like King's Quest, and I wasn't really a King's Quest fan, I like watching people. I liked watching people play King's Quest after and watching them beat it, because then I didn't have to go through all the pain of like calling the Sierra hotline and talking to everyone and taking notes and drawing
maps. Do you think
maps.
your opinion of this game might change if there was a random clown walking about screaming obscenities?
That would have improved it.
Hey, we did get the guy with no pants in the pub.
This is true.
Right here. That one.
I dicked around a lot in like the forest and the areas, like killing goblins and stuff. That was where I spent most of my time. And yeah, the combat is very much is very anachronistic, right? Like this is how you would do this sort of game in the DOS era. But we don't live in the DOS era anymore. We live in 2019. And the mouse acceleration doesn't do it any favors. And you know, when you play games through DOS box or Scum or anything like that, then you know you don't slow my mouse down to a crawl, or you know, allows me to adjust the screen resolution. The game itself is fine, right? It's just that King's Quest was never really my jam. And I think for like people who are super into King's Quest, Quest for Glory, Space Quest, that sort of stuff, they will really get something out of this. But for me, it didn't really do much. I'll give it one share.
Yeah, and Jordan already mentioned the combat system. I can safely say I'm not a fan, but you know, since this is a point-and-click adventure, I feel like maybe a turn-based combat system would have been better. Maybe something like the old Might and Magic series did. Here, what you get in Mage's Initiation is real-time combat where you have to walk around with the WASD or the arrow keys, or you click around with the mouse. Good luck with that. And you have to shoot the spells at the things until they drop dead. It feels a little bit out of place. Outside of combat, though, I think this could very well be a nice retro hipster point-and-click adventure game. It certainly does have the Sierra King's Quest style going for it, as Jordan already mentioned, and that's a very good place to be, and I guess that's what they were going for, because they freaking nailed it. The dialogue isn't terrible, and the voice acting is just slightly stilted, which is exactly the kind of voice acting that you used to get back in the day. Slightly less tinny, slightly less compressed, but yeah, it is exactly the same level of voice acting that you used to get. I just wish that they would have sorted out how to full screen, how to adjust the mouse sensitivity, how technical issues. Basically, if they had sorted the technical issues, this could have been a very nice 2D point-and-click adventure. As it stands, it's a two-chair meh all the way through.
Yeah, so there you go. If you play a lot of King's Quest back in the day, like I said, this will probably be a great little nostalgia trip. But I mean, modern
that's
games
really the
exist.
only warning I would put on it is this is legit. And like I said, I'm not faulting the studio for like sticking to like genuinely bringing that experience to something that you can kind of play on a modern system. But just be warned, this is legit, and you can say that as a positive, like hard thing, or you can say that as
like
a
that, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, retro, like or what Ven said, retro to a fault is the perfect synopsis for this game.
And hey, man, 3 wizards just gave you a thing. Now, Jordan, fix the ship so we can get the fuck off this planet.
All right, coming up next, we talk about speeds and Visual Studio.
Spoilers, jeez.
I must go now.
What are the spoiler tags on that one, Jordan?
Wah, 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 wah. All right.
Yeah.
I want to know what Rat Stilts is from. I want it to be from something and not just like, you know, a mescaline-induced animation project.
Yeah, no, there was genuine effort in this game, and that's respectable. But I just didn't have fun playing it.
They had a vision and they frickin' stuck to it.
And there's 100% there's value to that.
Well, I mean, you know, I originally was thinking, like, why didn't they use, you know, genuinely, like, Godot or Unity or something? It's like, oh, because it didn't exist when they started work on this. There's that. Touche, game.
I think Scum did at that point, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can play most of the King's Quest games on Scum, and you can actually have proper mouse speed and actual rebindable controls all the way through it. Yeah, Scum VM's a thing.
And like, and honestly, targeting Scum for your project means that it supports a lot of platforms.
literally everything.
Yeah.
Does it support custom ROMs of any
unless your name is
description?
Mist Reborn or whatever the hell the thing was.
Yeah. Yeah, that was on the Saturn.
No, but it was that entire thing was so dumb. We're using ScumVM for our engine, but we can't support Linux. That's the cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, this is one of my theories is one reason, like very legitimate reason, developers do shy away from the Linux crowd and Linux, because you can't, well, you can, but you can't with any decent amount of success bullshit
Yeah.
Linux users with your, like, you know, you just like, oh, bullshit speak, here, you'll buy that, now praise me for my magic abilities. Like,
And you always get that one Linux user who goes, that's bullshit, or that's wrong.
well,
and
it's
this is
usually that
why."
followed by a detailed layout of like, fucking
Yeah.
really? Then you get the people who really fuck up and try to get in an argument with that person.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Yishan. Your penguin looks delicious.
I wonder what penguin tastes like.
I was thinking about that the other day. I shit you not, man. I was probably watching something with penguins, or maybe just dreaming about eating one. But I was
According
like,
to Looney Tunes, penguins is practically chicken. So
the I was like,
Yeah.
what, it was like buffalo wings. I was like, could you do penguin wings? I was like, no, there's no meat on that, man. Because you couldn't have barbecued penguin
Yeah, they're
wings.
flippers.
Yeah, they'd be like
They-
little flaps.
They don't have. Yeah.
Maybe you could just like deep fry them and have like crisp, you know, like salt and vinegar.
Maybe
it
like
doesn't work out too
penguin
well for
feet
wings, so
to like the thighs. Maybe have some meat on them.
What, I wonder what penguin knees taste like.
yeah, because they have knees.
Yeah.
They have
Penguin knees are the bee's knees.
wait, aren't their knees like inside their body or something like that?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, they're not in. You can pull that up and like, you know, get some hot penguin.
But
knee
yeah,
action.
the way they walk, if they're walking, yeah, then they are within their body.
Well, there's a reason they walk the way they do too, is to avoid slipping. Because if you concentrate your weight on one point on like slippery surface, you're less likely to slip.
Pro tip: if you're walking on ice, palm your feet. It's like
Knees.
If you're walking on ice, you've made a mistake.
I'm just saying, I'm with Jordan on this. I mean, like, if you're at the point where you're on the ice, you've already fucked up. Might as well have a good time.
that's my walk to work when it snows around here.
God damn, I hope people record it. I mean, I would walk behind you with an 80s boombox blaring Benny Hill, waiting patiently.
See, I know to plant my feet. It's like flat. There we go.
See
It
Pedro
doesn't
coming
slip, it
down,
doesn't glow
like holding
anywhere.
onto the wall and the poles. It's like, ah.
It's great to see English people who've lived here for far longer than I have, and they fall, and they trip, and they slip. It's like, what the fuck, man? Come on!
As you violently cling to the wall, moving 1 centimeter
That's
at
the
a time.
thing. I have my hands in my pockets, and I'm power walking to work so I can get there in less than, 15 minutes. That's usually the walk time.
We need to get you a hoverboard.
We need to get Pedro some Heelys.
Heels with a hoverboard.
High-heeled shoes with rollerblades in them.
Oh, yes. I'd wear those.
Man, the shoes I wear for squatting are elevated, and that took a bit of adjustment learning to walk in them. Not quite high heels, but it gave me a new appreciation for people who can like fucking navigate the world in stilettos.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to take donations to get Pedro a hoverboard. Holy shit, Swagtron. All right, we've already got
Dude,
the brand. period.
Swagtron T6, dude.
right. Oh,
Yes.
shit, son.
Yes.
Look at those tires, man.
Look at the pizza.
It's when you gotta go
covering.
off road on your hoverboard.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm in.
I'm down.
You know, that's so ridiculous I'd actually do it.
And then we'll. By the way, we're looking for a replacement Pedro. If you want, you can apply on our Patreon.
It has a 12-mile range, so
Yeah, no,
14
that's
kilometers. Yeah.
That's quite a few trips to work and back. Yeah.
I don't think we could beat the Swagtron.
The Swagtron T6, man.
Up to 12 miles per hour certified. Oh man! All right, I'll kick in. If we can
We
get
need
Pedro
to
a
get one for
Swag
the
truck.
entire LGC crew, and then joust.
Well, it holds up to 400 pounds, so I mean, one of us could carry Pedro on our shoulders while we ride.
Yeah.
I weigh 200 pounds.
There's no way in hell you weigh 200 pounds.
Yeah, I do.
He's very bottom heavy.
90 kilos. I weigh
We
that
call
much.
Pedro the iceberg. Because what you see is like a fraction of what's going on underneath the surface.
Fourteen and a half stone, if you want to work it out in English.
Pedro weighs more than I do. Somehow. Just let that sink in, kids.
I eat a lot of junk. Like, a lot of junk.
And I'm a block of fucking muscle these days, so...
And I'm somewhere in the middle.
Jordan's the binding agent.
Yes. I'm very muscular, but I'm also very fat. So
Snuggly, you mean?
actually, honestly, it's just the gut. Like I don't have too much like fat going on here or on my legs. It's just all gut.
Drummer, I'm 6'1". Ven is like 6'7", so he
I'm like 1
by
meter
far
tall,
should
man.
be
Quit
heavier than I am.
exaggerating.
Yeah. Like Ven is actually about like yay tall.
Barely 6 inches.
Yeah. I was gonna say 8 inches, but you know.
Hey, man. Hey, Lou, don't lie to the people. 6 inches.
Yeah, no. In Portugal, I felt tall whenever I went anywhere. It's like, yeah, I can see above just about everyone's head. Here, I feel short because I look to the side. It's like, oh, you're taller than I
That's
am.
because they have nutrition.
Is that English? Is that English for like boiled everything?
Yeah,
Would you like some boiled meat?
boiled or fried.
Touche. Touche.
Boiled and then fried, and then
Sometimes.
fried and then boiled.
Yeah.
It's called a Scotch egg,
Yeah.
man. Pennywise, your emoticon had a stroke.
You know, I didn't actually see that till you said that.
I'm only 6'1", but I'm broad too.
You're a sexy broad.
I am. Like I said, I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man.
That's right.
I'm just 6'1" and skinny. That's it.
There it is. I am your English teacher. Disappointed father. I like that.
Son, I am disappointed.
That teacher's like 54 now.
I know, right?
I think about that when I watch old things and I see pets and movies from the 80s. It's like, oh, that animal's so
They're dead.
Yeah. You know, when I'm not when I can take a break from identifying all the technology available.
All right. Donna Rupert and Lillian Mueller were the two teachers from that video.
Mm.
One of whom, yeah, is like 60 something. 67.
Hmm.
Donna Rupert's. All right.
It's a thing, man. What do you normally go for? I go for monitors, CRT, flat screen. What type of flat screen? Are we talking like early flat screen or like regular flat screen? Then it's on to like mobiles. Like, are we doing flip phones? Are we doing iPhones or like Moto G1s? Talking about when a TV show or film was made.
Yeah, the monitors are one. Phones, if they're using like wall phones, if they have a quarter knot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you remember like those old dialer phones that had the freaking 8-meter long cord or whatever that you could just go
what would
across,
even
like,
date it harder would be like a cordless house phone. Last time I saw one of those.
this
Yeah,
morning
but
when I
you
walked in
still
my
see
kitchen.
those
Outside of
around
Canada.
a lot.
Pedro's house.
Outside of Canada, in Finland.
I don't have
last
a
year.
phone line.
I mean, I have it for the buzzer for the door. Mind you, that doesn't work now, so they're effectively useless. But you know,
Oh, so your internet won't go down anymore.
well, that's because I'm on cable, buddy.
Yeah. Let's see. The rotary phones are one. Although it is kind of hard to guess, like, at what time a show was released from like the technology used, because you have something like dark matter that's reusing assets from old shows.
Well, but yeah, mostly that's Stargate.
Yeah. Which has been going on for a while.
Dark
Man, yeah, I really wish Dark Matter got a 4th season.
Yeah.
I did too, because I quit watching it like halfway through series 3. When it was like, it's canceled, it's like, nope, I'm out. I bounced. I'm that person.
Just when it was like, just when I was starting to like not hate the characters.
You've already spent time with them. You're starting to learn. It's like, all right, we're getting a little like story progression, people, and it's go.
And it's gone. We got the big prophecy thing at the beginning of the season. They're like, oh, what's this all gonna be? And then yes.
Dicks. It's going to be dicks is what it is.
Moral of the story: don't give sci-fi money. If you're thinking of pitching your show to sci-fi, go to Amazon or Netflix instead.
Every now and then you can risk getting involved into sci-fi. They'll run something for a while. Now, NBC, on the other hand, don't even bother with it. Think about how much money they spent on the Emerald City.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy high production, and like it
Well,
was so, it was so fucking high production that I started watching it. I'm like, not even you, NBC, who just kills fucking shows for fuck all reason, will cancel this. Episode 4, yeah, we're gonna cancel that.
yeah. When like the Tarsem production design was like super good and had like a very distinct aesthetic. But yeah, I guess what, no one was watching it, or
probably not enough people. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It just boggles me on how they nerfed that one.
Yeah. Oh, this Friday, all the Expanse is going on Amazon Prime, and I think in September we're getting a new season.
I'm waiting for the Expanse season 3 to show up on someplace so I can watch it?
Yeah, it's gonna be Prime on Friday.
Cool. Oh, so I get to watch Grand Tour and then The Expanse. Cool.
I gotta get caught up on Grand Tour. I'm like 2 episodes behind.
Did Jeremy Clarkson go Super Saiyan 4 yet?
Not yet.
He still has a little bit of dark hair.
Yeah. He has to do the fusion dance with Super Saiyan 4 James May. I'd watch that fucking show. I don't care. I don't care if it made 0 sense.
They made a good joke on the last episode. At the expense of
joke.
Hammond, as usual, but yeah, they made a good joke.
Well, this is going to be the last, like, everything now on is going to be specials.
That one, they still had 10 bits. They still had the Conversation Street thing.
Well, no, I mean, I'm talking after this series. Everything after that is going to be
after
specials.
this one. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
They
I didn't mean
dropped
the other thing that you thought I was talking about.
Yeah, they didn't. They did drop the like the celebrity drive around thing. Apparently,
How else might you describe that, Pedro? The celebrity drive around thing.
I can't remember what it was called.
I'm curious.
Star in a reasonably priced car.
Yes, thank you. That was the old
that was Top
Gear
Gear.
one. Yeah.
They did the one where they detonated a celebrity, or killed a celebrity.
Yeah, that's the first one, and people said they hated it. You think?
I get the joke they were going for. It's just, that works once.
Yeah.
It's not like a weekly thing.
It worked for a season, and people said they hated it. It's like, okay, let's have actual celebrities face off. Oh, celebrity face off. That's the one. Yeah.
It was called Celebrity
Is that where they
Brain
take 2
Crash,
celebrities and like
Pedro.
replace their faces like that one movie? You know, Terms of Endearment.
Drummer got it correct. Celebrity Brain Crash. Not Celebrity Face Off.
It was celebrity F off. That was the joke.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Face Off is Series 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, in the Grand Tour universe, Simon Pegg is dead, and a bunch of other people are dead.
The Grand Tour cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Are they going to show up in the next Avengers movie?
Hey man, don't talk bad about the GTSU. GTCU. I guess,
GTCU, yeah.
That's a little too close to the DCEU that I'm starting to think that Batman might show up.
yeah. I'm not Ben Affleck.
Well, not anymore, anyways.
Wait, did Affleck give up the bad?
Yeah, he quit.
thing?
I don't know if he gave it up, but yeah, there's a new Batman movie coming in 2021, and it's not going to have Batfleck in it. But hey, who's looking forward to another fucking origin story?
Let's reboot that again.
That was the thing that like Spider-Man: Homecoming did very, very well. Was like everyone fucking knows who Spider-Man is.
Right.
We don't need to go over it.
I don't know. I just want another Justice League with a new Batman in it. And at some point they're like, are we going to address this? Or it's different Batman.
Yeah, Jean-Paul Valley. Sandy would
Yeah.
get that. You people suck.
So,
Well, Sandy's not here, motherfucker.
yeah,
Newsflash. You gotta play to the
there's
audience.
a definite lack of nipples being shown on camera.
Right now, there's not.
Nope. What,
yeah,
what they need to do is Batman Beyond. We need old Batman to get Michael Keaton as old Batman and get a new kid.
I'd be into that. Yeah.
Done.
Directed by Joel Schumacher.
I'll allow this. All right. Let's get out of here.
Yes.
Christian Bale's. When he flips out on like a lighting guy. All right.
You know, we're done professionally.
In 3, 2.
And it's about time we put a bow on this one.
I'm Hate Man.
Yes. It's the hate mail. So if you'd like to get in touch with us, by all means, we'd love to read all about that hate that you have stored deep within your intestines, I guess. You can go to LinuxGameCast.com. You hit the contact button, you fill out the form. Just make sure to pick LGC Weekly from the little drop-down box, and that's all you need to do, really. There's not even a captcha anymore. So we do have a little bit about you know, if you are a game developer or you're starting a Kickstarter for a game of any sort and you'd like us to talk about it, we do have a couple of rules that you need to follow.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah, and a lot of developers seem to think that those rules don't apply to them. But this week we actually have one developer that actually followed the thing.
Hey,
but
I do want to throw a couple of tips out there, though, man. That same developer, there was like a big long thing. If you're just trying to copy pasta your press release into the hate mail section, spam's going to bounce it. Just pro tip. I mean, write a message, be like, hey, here's a link to a thing. But if you got like, here's a link to artwork, screenshots, and all that, be like, looking a little spammy there, Brad.
Yeah, but that's not the first story. The first story is actually about speed.
Yeah, this is from Mike G. And he sent this to us over Twitter, and he says, tried to listen to Linux Gamecast with trim silence turned on to minimize the pauses in the discussion. Not recommended. Was emotionally scarred by how fast the #Linux comes out. The show needs to be savored in its original gory glory. So you responded to them then. What, we had like 2 seconds of like actual silence in the waveform or something? One second.
Yes, Jordan, I did.
Yeah, Evan's doing a thing right now. If you're not watching
agree.
the video version, you should be.
Pedro's just fucking it all up. He just walks and just piss all over the bit. And you're like, no.
Yeah. I was tempted to try it out, but then I thought better of it because I hate the sound of my own voice.
Do you guys ever do that?
Did you play around with this at all? The silence trim?
Oh, you do not want to do anything like one of our shows. You don't want to listen with silence trim on simply because we're just like do. Because I haven't been able to beat many things in either of you, but we're pretty good at that. We're pretty good at no dead air because that was beaten into me, and I'm passing on that bad habit.
It fucks up my personal and professional life too, which is great.
It's a podcast. You're supposed to keep people engaged. And,
well, no, not necessarily. The whole thing is like, oh, it's a natural flowing conversation. I'm like, I'm from radio, motherfuckers. Fuck that. Come on, punch it up, punch it up.
Okay, so let's punch it. Falco. He's got a bit of a thing about punk points.
All right, fine. I guess we're done with that, Mike. Sorry, I was going to say some more stuff to you, but Pedro's not having it. He's in a hurry to get some food and go to bed.
Look, this was this was about not having any dead air. So he says, hi, LGC team. First off, I feel the need to reply to your very stern advice to read your contact page well. I did, and I do have a working Linux build. I do have a free demo to download, so I hope I'm safe. That you are. I'm Falco, Von Falkner, the founder of Insert Disc 22. We are close to launching the Kickstarter campaign of our upcoming game, Born Punk. Born Punk is a classic point-and-click adventure game. Oh, I wonder where I've heard of that. Oh yeah, we threw chairs at it this week. About a corporate combat hacker getting infected with a mysterious rogue AI that starts taking over her brain. It focuses heavily on choices and consequences, something that is barely seen in the genre. Really? Have you played? Never mind. We're proud to be featuring a strong female protagonist, as well as music by Wildstar and World of Warcraft composer Jeff Kurtnacker. I think I got that right. Falco. So, yeah, it's a new game. It's on Kickstarter. They do have a demo. It's available on itch. There will be links in the show notes, of course. You could just go and download it. I guess that's Falco right there. And it's got okay. Having World of Warcraft composer Jeff Kurtdecker is putting a big name on it, I guess. I don't know.
I guess maybe we should apologize for Pedro being schnocker.
Massively drunk.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's that, man.
Verschnicketed?
I want to say good. Here, I'm going to go ahead and there's a copy to the demo. I took the Pepsi challenge with it, and the best I could tell, I saw some .vs files. I was like, wait a minute, is that Visionaire Studio? Which I believe it was. And no permissions and a zip file. So I'm going to say pro tip. First of all, thanks for sending this our way and going out of your way to get a hold to us, because we do enjoy anybody who's going to take the time to work with Linux, and we wish you the best of luck on your Kickstarter. We threw it in because it would be until after the launch of your Kickstarter next week, if we had mentioned it next week, so we wanted to give you the push on that. CHmod, the little run thing, and it just ate a dick looking for libav codec. Wasn't having it.
Yeah, you also had to chmod x the startup script, and you also had to do the viz player thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I played it, it tried to take up both of my monitors. that was fun, and then it crashed. They do actually say that this is the first time these guys are actually working with Linux, so they appreciate any feedback. Good on you for stepping out on a limb for supporting Linux. Yep. Yeah, not many developers do it. I would just say, I would implore you, please don't half-ass it, and please don't come back to us in a year saying we got to drop Linux support because we can't maintain it.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be kind of a dick move.
It's kind of a thing. This is going to launch 5th of February, so go check it out. All these links will be in our show notes, including the demo. So you can try it yourself. Report. Send us some feedback. Let us know if it worked for you.
Send them some feedback.
No, send us feedback. Our feedback. It's ours. Nom, 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 nom,
Yum, yum, yum.
All right. On that bombshell, let's cue the music. You can always find us around 9:30 Eastern Standard Moon Time, where we're hanging out, talking smack, and thinking about buying Pedro things so he can kill himself. Easy to get to work more easy. Yes. That's it. Yeah, that's a ticket. We'll dance with that. You can find me at Vince Stone on Twitter. I'm there. I'll have a conversation with you. Best place to get a hold to me is in Discord. We actually hang out in there the other 6 days a week, and we're actually in there. You know, we're not like the, hey, we have a chat room that we're never in. We're always in there. It's terrifying.
I'm Jordan Spunk. I finally remembered the joke that I was going to say about the game we're reviewing, and it was a reference to the 2,000-year-old men, the Mel Brooks sketch. And I have the memory of the 2,000-year-old men. That's why I can remember. You can find me forgetting things constantly at The Burning Fool on Twitter, at Frojo on our Mastodon, at mas.linuxgamecast.com, or plus Jordan Spunk on Google Plus for the next 2 months before it dies in a fire.
Yeah, April 2nd, according to Google. It was a nice run, Google Plus. It was indeed a nice run. If you want to get a hold of me, you can find me at unaccounted4 on Twitter. That's probably the place where I'll be looking the most. The Mastodon thing, yes, it's at unaccounted4 there as well. I don't go there very often, if I'm honest. I just don't. Sorry.
Maybe you would if we sent you a free little hotel bottle of booze every time you clicked on it.
Or a hoverboard.
Or
See,
both.
I am susceptible to bribery, so that could be a thing.
I mean, if it's icy and if you get sloshed and you have a hoverboard, then how many pagers do we get?
You get all of them.
I mean,
What if I tell you that I'll give you your teeth back if you do it?
I'm not missing any teeth.
Yet.
Yeah. Pro tip, roll them credits.
It's pee-pee. That's what the last drop is.
No, it's Pedro teeth.
Listen, Pedro's got to pay, and the price is baby teeth.
Pedro teeth.
Baby
Look,
Pedro
I
teeth.
have all of my teeth, including all 4 wisdom teeth. So, yeah, I got all of them.
So what I'm hearing is you really want to keep them, right?
No.
I have all of them. That's all I'm saying.
You got to figure out what the dollar to teeth conversion is.
I mean, you can use it to buy Dentacoin, the cryptocurrency for dentists.
I'm pretty sure.
That I'm pretty sure is
teeth
exclusively used just to buy teeth.
A teeth is cheaper than a kidney. I'm pretty sure of that. Don't ask me how I know that.
I like that.
A teeth.
A teeth.
Teeth.
He only has the one tooth.
Yep.
That's
The whole tooth and nothing but
tooth.
the tooth.
That's one big ass tooth with a lot of cracks in it.
It's because you don't brush it.
It's the
You don't brush your
toothiest.
giant mono
Wall
tooth.
tooth.
Oral hygiene's important, kids.
Dynify, ladies and gentlemen, we will
The
see
books
you
are the
next
toothiest.
week.
Also, it's Wednesday.
It's always Wednesday. It's Wednesday somewhere, man.
It's always Wednesday in Philadelphia.
All right.
That's the secret, Tony. I'm always Wednesday.
I mean, you're not far off there, Shredder.
No, I mean, that's legit.
Yep. That's why Wimpy owns them.
Well, I'm just like, I was about to argue with Strider because it's always a safe bet when he talks. And I was like, no, you got me on that one, buddy. That's all. All right. Welcome to the after show, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we have our silence off.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what exactly Katana was talking about.
What do you mean?
It took up all three of my monitors, which I have
Oh,
set
I
up
think
in a
he's
2x2
I think he's
fashion.
talking about the Born Punk game.
Yeah, I'm talking about what he left notes in our show notes about.
Right, okay.
There's
yeah,
probably a
fair enough.
connection, you know, maybe.
Possibly.
Spitballing here.
Oh, so we had the exact same issue with Born Punk that you did with Mage's Initiation, Ven.
Not quite, no. Don't worry, Pedro, you can keep drawing parallels and eventually one will be accurate.
Hey, man, you got to swing big.
Swing for the fences.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot
What
for the
fences?
moon. Then if you miss, you'll just die in the vacuum of space.
Shoot for the fences. That's wrong. Reload.
I'm gonna
Born
drink,
Punk.
I'll be back.
All right. Yay, we survived.
Look, I'm doing my best to kill my liver as fast as I can.
Quit bragging. Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Fingers
Solid
is back.
Fingers is back, yeah.
Neat.
David Firth, I follow him on Twitter. He was like, yeah, it's back, and I'm already getting hate comments on YouTube. Are you really surprised about that? Really?
Hey, man. He's got a whole new generation of haters.
Yeah.
You thought the haters were bad in like the early 2000s. Oh, fuck no. We got an entire generation of
You have all the special snowflakes nowadays to be offended.
I never thought Salad Fingers was particularly offensive to anyone. It's just
No.
weird.
It's
We're just
2019,
talking-
Jordan. Come on.
Yeah.
People, you know what? People, I find people have gone a little off the deep end.
I
complaining
find
about,
Salad
like,
Fingers
the,
not
people
to be-
complaining about their
Yeah.
no, complaining about
Salad
the
Fingers
complaining
is
about
not
people complaining about
gender
their beefies.
inclusive. Why are
Honestly-
you hating?
What?
Exactly. That's my response to whatever bullshit people are saying. Like, what?
Listen, I'm just saying, people don't like putting up with abuse, and when they speak up about it, they get bitched about. And
You got that,
that-
which
that-
makes up, I
that's-
think,
it's-
roughly
it's
like
a vicious
maybe
cycle.
1% of legitimacy versus the 99% of just bullshit attention seekers.
Honestly, I don't believe that for a
I
hot
do.
second.
100%.
The age of borrowed outrage.
Oh God.
We're living.
I mean, people keep saying it, but I don't really see it.
You need to do searches on Twitter.
Oh yeah, no, just gotta,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like searching for does vaccine cause autism on Google. Will give you all the evidence, quote unquote, that vaccines cause autism.
No, I was talking about people actually typing into Twitter in response to other bullshit and where they're outraged. That's what I
Yeah,
was
people
talking about.
getting offended over nothing. Literally fucking nothing.
I mean, and people also will send death threats and dox people for having dissenting opinions.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, we live in an environment where I would rather take people bitching about being offended than people sending bombs and death threats.
Well, you're
That's just-
fortunate.
Two are
we do
very
both.
much related.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
one
the
is
same
sending them
people
to the
doing
other.
Both.
That-
I don't know, man. I think a lot of times I see some of the people that are like really screechy are also the ones calling for a lynch mob.
Yes. They're the
like I-
hypocrites. Hypocrisy is running rampant nowadays.
I'm sure they exist, but a lot of the criticism I see is just people saying, "Hey, man, that's racist, and here's why. That's sexist, and here's why." And then people just get hyper defensive, and then they immediately resort to ad hominem, immediately resort to death threats, and any sense of reasonable discourse is thrown out the window.
Yes.
the internet. You're not going to get
There are
reasonable
those
discourse.
people
Period.
as well.
There are a lot of those people. I would argue there are more of them than the people who just get offended on other people's behalf. And you know what? There's probably a good thing for sticking up for marginalized groups. I'm just saying.
Who's saying that that's a bad thing? I don't think anybody here said anything to the
No,
contrary.
that's
of that.
the entire thesis of this whole borrowed outrage virtue signaling.
No. There's some
No,
straight up
no,
virtue
no, see-
signaling, dude.
Yeah, the borrowed outrage stems very much from people jumping on bandwagons so they can be part of a clique.
Intellectually, I can't pretend that that's not a legitimate issue.
It is an issue.
I know it's an issue, but you know what? I'm completely I'm divorced from the whole fucking thing, man. Internet's gonna internet.
And
I don't know, man. Some people need to be stuck up for. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I stick
Yeah.
up the hell out of man. I mean, I don't think
Absolutely.
anyone in the sound of your voice disagrees with that.
yeah. It's just
Period.
people who want to be outraged. They're not actually outraged, they just want to be part of that bandwagon because they feel like they belong somewhere and they get approval from those people who are genuinely
Yeah,
outraged.
listen,
who
man,
are actually sticking up for those
Understood,
people.
but I would honestly rather, in the grand scheme of things, I would honestly rather them be on the sides of the actual marginalized communities, despite the fact that it's lip service, than fucking Nazi groups and hate groups.
Yeah, but you also got those people
those
on
have
that
always
side.
been around.
Yeah.
The
Well,
internet's just
they've
given
always
them
been
a
around, and we
voice.
should work very, very hard as a community to minimize their voice as much as possible, because what they're preaching is basically incompatible with the society that we live in
Yeah,
now.
they are spreading hate. They are literally
Again, no one's arguing against that.
yeah.
Everyone's completely agreeing with each other. I'm having a hard time seeing where we're arguing about anything.
No, it's just there are those. The thing is, the loud
We're
minority.
not, Frostclaw. They're trying to, and I'm not going to let it happen.
The loud minority is just
See?
I don't know, man. Everything to some degree is a political statement. I do agree that LG
Goes both ways.
not come here and not have to deal with all the racist, sexist, homophobic bullshit or whatever that they have to deal with in their real life. There should be an escape.
look here at LGC.
I'll just mute both of them since they're determined on continuing this train of thought. Like, yo, tap the brakes. I agree with everyone in chat room, and the chat room, and the internet. I'm like, well, yeah, let's quit talking about it. But let's say this last thing. You know, that circle would just continue going on and on and on. So how about we play some video games? I wonder what I did that caused so many
About other
X-Rods.
things that we can't control, like Balthazar.
What did he say?
Let's play. I'm saying let's play some fucking Rocket League then.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Did I get it out of the system?
Get what out of their system?
Exactly, Pedro. Go drink some more.
Yes, I was actually gonna go do that. I'll
I
be
know.
back.
Either that or you're holding the cup for fun.
He just likes holding on to things.
Well, you see, this is why the entire argument about not being able to play music's a bullshit argument. He can clearly hold a cup. You can hold a guitar.
You can hold a cup, you can hold a guitar.
I'm saying, man, you can hold a fucking pick.
If you can dodge a cup, you can dodge a guitar.
We need to test this.
All right.
Let me text Nori right quick.
Ugh. Actually, I don't know how. I guess it would depend on the type of guitar. Like, do you think a flying V would be more aerodynamic if you threw it at someone?
No, flying Vs are just pain in the ass. They're completely wholly impractical. You cannot sit down and play fucking flying V.
No, you cannot. They look good, and that's the main thing. I've seen someone like try, and what they ended up doing is they put like the inner part of the V and like hooked it on their leg, and they had to like position themselves like this.
None of that works. I'm sure they make like a little leg thing to. Yeah,
Yeah.
But most electric guitars aren't even comfortable. I mean, you just want to have a neck strap on.
Yep.
You, Sean, how French of you.
Oh, wow. All right.
Typical French. What is it? You're gonna have the only guillotine that riots.
Guillotine Riot's a good band name. I'm just saying.
This one's not wearing a vest.
Made of croissants.
Oh, today's like the anniversary of the See My Vest episode from The Simpsons.
What?
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
The what?
2001 Greyhounds, I think. Oh wait, no, never mind. So people were just posting about it on Twitter. I made an assumption. I was wrong.
Yeah.
See my sweater, there's no better than authentic Irish setter. See this hat, towards my cat.
Anywho, so what are we playing? Rocket Cars?
Probably.
All right. Just need to get the controller out.
It's either that or Depression Quest. I haven't made up my mind.
Oh, we could play Angels with Scaly Wings.
I have that. Wait. Yeah, we do have that game, don't we?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. How about no?
How about yeah?
How about no?
Well, I can't
How-
actually stop you from doing it. So.
You can play it all you want, Jordan.
can.
By all means.
I know. I want Ven to play it.
I have played it.
I want you to play it more and stream the experience with us watching you
That's fucking
And-
adorable.
and cracking jokes.
You should make it a hashtag.
Content.
One dude. Oh, you
Rocket
music's
League.
told you to get that shit out of you. That is. Oh, nope. Cats or chocolate.
God damn! Now you people are making me more hungry. Fuck. What the hell is even
Chocolate
open?
doesn't make me hungry.
My roommate got chicken wings, and I walked outside, and just the entire place smells like chicken wings now.
You see, that would make me hungry. That would make me hungry.
But what would Brian Modano do?
I mean, he'd eat those fucking chicken wings. That's what I'm saying.
Jordan, we can play golf with your friends.
Yeah,
You can
we
play
could
golf
do
with your
that.
friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit back and watch.
Oh, sweetheart, you're not allowed to play that on stream anymore.
Yeah. Since that last time when I stabbed myself in the leg, yeah.
Hey, Pen. Hey,
Hey,
Pennywise.
Jill.
Hey, North Ranger. Hi, Mr. Alert. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Foxy. Hi, Drummer.
After Nudie Run Foxy.
Hello, Ven. Hello, Pedro. Hello, Jordan.
Hello.
Hello, Jill.
Wait,
Hello.
isn't there like a book that has
No,
pretty
it's
much
your
every page
imagination.
saying hello, everybody, hello, moon?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
in the bookstore
That's
under
good night
Lonely.
moon, you freaking doof.
Yes.
This is the
Hi,
wall
Frost.
tense.
Good night,
Good night, dear Bob.
moon.
Hey, that's
Hi,
the correct.
Frosty.
No doubt, that is the correct way to eat chicken wings.
Yeah. Pull out the buns.
And by correct, I mean non-American way.
The civilized way.
There's no civilized
fully
way of eating chicken
civilized.
wings. You're just getting sauce everywhere.
If
Doesn't
you
matter
see
what
somebody
you do.
doing that, you've seen witness somebody who's not hungry.
Oh, good night, Katana.
You've wished a good night to something that
Bye,
can't possibly
Katana.
push it back. I don't know. Now I just want room to be night. Like, oh man,
Damn it,
room
the
talking to me.
Jiffy macro doesn't have the Christopher Walken Goodnight Moon from The Simpsons. You here in the red. Scooch closer. Don't make me tell you again about the scooching. You in the red.
Scooch.
Chop, chop.
just our shitting watches.
I mean, yeah.
What? Oh,
That's a good one, Jordan.
It's a full moon tonight. And Jill's gone. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't have that.
nope.
Okay. This is what I don't get. How come
I
this
need to
one
remove
works,
that.
but this one doesn't?
Have you not fixed that yet?
It doesn't fucking work. I tried all the possible fixes that I tried Googling for, and it just doesn't work.
Did you try page 2 of Google?
Ooh.
Oh,
I don't want my DualShock 4 to divide by 0.
Yeah, but you're only speaking on behalf of yourself.
Yes, always. If anyone had any doubt up to this point that I speak for anyone else other than myself, you can go fuck yourself.
I'm just saying, over here at Team Vin, we have a lot of faith in this page 2 at Google. It's a real up and
second
comer.
that.
Yeah, no, I checked the UDEV rule for the Steam things. It's correct. If I set it to Steam input mode, the game actually sees it in the menu, but not in game proper. And yeah, the rest of the things, oh yeah, you can set the SDL config to this. I tried that. It worked for everything else except Rocket League. And I tried the other one that they suggested, and it worked for everything else except Rocket League, so I don't fucking know.
Reinstalled my OS and it's working just fine.
I don't know.
Fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my one of my systems up and working, and it works fine.
For once,
Yeah.
right, Mir?
Yeah.
That's the thing. This 8-bit do, it works just fine. The Steam controller on the Steam box, it works just fine with Rocket Cars. It's just a DualShock. What the shit?
This works
Then
fine.
get yourself an Xbox
Oh,
One S
plugged
controller.
in. I didn't try that. I just tried.
I'm fucking speech. You genuinely just nailed me right there, Pedro. Semi-truck right to the face with that.
I didn't try that.
Wow.
You tried everything, Pedro, that Google told you to try.
Yeah, I did.
You see, Jordan,
tried all the things.
Jordan, where you fucked up was you were expecting too much.
Right.
I didn't try with.
Apparently, Google was expecting too much on that first page. Maybe on like page 3 is like, have you tried plugging it in?
Mine's always plugged in. I've never tried it unplugged.
It works wireless with everything else. Just saying.
All I'm saying is, like, you know, maybe if wireless is not working, perhaps wired might.
I don't know. This brings up a bigger question. It works wirelessly with everything else. Like fucking what? Your toaster?
With
your fridge.
The stuff I played on stream. King of Fighters 13. Lego, what was it? Lord of the Rings? Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Hobbit Humper online, yeah.
Yes. Those work just fine. Out of the box. Didn't have to do anything. Why the fuck doesn't the native Linux game work out of the box with the fucking DS4, which has fucking kernel drivers?
Because you didn't plug it in, Pedro. That's fucking
Apparently.
why.
Also, the wireless DualShock shit is handled via Blues, not via any kernel.
I don't know. I
driver.
just like to imagine that outburst like woke Nori up, and she's like, "What are you upset about?" He's like, "Controller."
Oh no, yeah. Nori
knows
is
to
so
expect
poisoned
that.
against me now, it's hilarious. And like 80% I'm in the right too, so she hates me for no reason.
That girl's got it on lock. She's got earplugs by now.
Yeah.
Has to. Either that or she drinks more than Pedro. It's 50-50. Could be both.
Yeah.
She doesn't have earplugs and she doesn't really drink.
So heroin, got it.
Pills. All right.
Yeah, heroin.
Lots of pills.
Yeah, she's on something.
She's on that crocodile, man. You gotta watch out.
You know what, Pedro? For science, you need to take a fistful of them. Just figure out what it is.
Next week, Pedro comes back with like a smashing set of tits or something.
I'm just saying, man. It'll either do nothing or you really, really won't get pregnant.
Well, we'll have to put that to the test now, won't we?
Why do you think we're getting him the hoverboard?
I thought that completely repels pregnancy.
We got to do A/B testing, man. Hi, anyone tuning in for the first time.
Hello, anyone expecting anything resembling a rational conversation?
We're dealing with the real
You came to
issues.
the wrong place.
Also, yes. Oh, let's see who's playing Rocket League. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You gotta flip yourself to online or not invisible.
Nope. I'm not doing that. I did that last week. Made it too easy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're offline. You're showing up as offline.
I was about to pass out.
Now, hopefully these 418 drivers won't fuck up Rocket League too much.
Shit.
There's a little bit of
Yeah.
chugginess there. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
it's happening.
poke fate.
I always get a bit of chugginess after updating the video
Why
drivers.
didn't I get the
It's like
stupid window?
re-
What are you doing to me, Steam?
I sent invites to everyone who was playing Rocket League.
I was on
It's
Rocket
working
League.
fine
Oh, I have
here.
an update. Okay, I have a Steam update. Hold on.
Or
okay.
18
Is it the
drivers
Steam
are
Linux update of
looking
the week?
Pretty slick.
Geek, geek, geek.
That's like the third one today for me. But hey, Steam updates. All right.
Of the week.
Oh yeah, there was a Steam update yesterday.
Yes, we talked about it on the podcast. The Steam segment.
I wasn't paying attention. I
All
had
right.
too many
Someone
fires.
send me another invite, please.
Nope.
Personal problem.
I know.
Someone? Anyone?
Oh, it just ran out, man.
Nope.
Fuck.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Jordan.
God damn it.
Shut up.
Boo.
I know who to appreciate.
Well, at least I have a target for my misguided rage and anger.
Yeah. Sorry, Pedro. I'm gonna have to keep those teeth of yours.
That's fine.
Speaking
I hope
of
you like mashed
misguided
potatoes.
rage and anger, I'm
I
gonna
got
go
like
get another
50
drink.
of them, so it's fine.
Then we'll get into some rocket cars.
Yes.
Yes.
Change his paint.
Speaking of rage, I could use some alcohol.
Three before.
Frostclaw, I'm hoping tomorrow I'll have a stream up.
What are you streaming here?
Every Sunday now to cover the lack of Check-It streams from Scott Michaud, I do a Starbound stream around 9 to midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Damn, these Californians are coming in and taking all our jobs. We gotta build a wall around California. They're not sending us their best, they're sending Mirror. Mirror!
Okay, Mir, so to cover the lack of Unreal Engine 4 development, you're playing a game that's already developed? On a completely different engine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Okay.
And I do about a 3 to 4 hour stream of it.
Question.
Yeah.
Oh, quantity. Right, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
quantity.
I enjoy listening to
Not
his
content,
streams.
quantity.
And I'm on the 37th episode thus far, so
Yeah, I see you usually posting your things on Discord.
Yeah, we have it so to auto-host them on Twitch, too.
Yep.
yep. And I thank you so very much for that.
Don't thank me. You're up to me. I don't know, I'd steal your teeth, too.
You don't want my teeth.
Doesn't matter.
Jordan wants everyone's teeth, apparently.
I'm building a robot.
Out of enamel?
I'm building a robot.
What exactly do you need the calcium for in your robot?
That's for me to know and for you to find out. When I sick my robot on you.
And the only thing you can do against it is to gum it.
Night, Ishan.
I mean, if you want to gum my robot, you can. I don't recommend it. I won't stop you though. I'm just saying, caveat emptor.
I've had like a quarter of my teeth removed.
Really?
Can you mail them to me? I need teeth.
I don't remember where I put them.
Are they in the freezer?
In the bin?
Might be.
That's where I'd put them.
Give me about half a dozen. I have no idea where they are. Kind of snapped off.
I know
Yeah,
where,
apparently
like, the
my
first
mouth is tiny.
tooth that I lost is.
I want that bad.
So do I.
That would be the best back scratcher.
You know what? That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
The
Also, my
latex
back
gloves
itches
are
right
a little
now
bit more
too, so that
scary.
might have been.
Oh shit, you're still wearing the hood. I just realized that.
That might be part of the itchy.
Could be.
Possibly. Man,
Nope.
if I had the money, I would
Still
totally
itchy.
pay someone to just stand behind me and scratch my back all day. Great.
Is that a Cards Against Humanity? Why am I itchy?
I didn't hear any of that.
Me
So
either.
quiet.
I know it
I
was
just
North
heard
Ranger
Cards
though.
Against Humanity. That's it.
Yeah. North Ranger, you might want to bring your audio up.
Hey Jordan, maybe you can get that into your contract or your next gig.
Maybe.
Never hurts to ask. They can only say no.
Yeah, exactly.
They can also send
Tooth
emails around to be like, check this weird ass shit this fucking candidate came in here asking for.
No, you see, you do that in person. That way, there's no paper trail until you actually sign the contract.
All right, where's the pause button? Let's do that. And Dr. Games. Bring the pain.
Games, casting, Linux.
No.
It's all here.
Something like that.
All right, let's reset the fuckery.
Oh.
I know. It's going to affect you.
Moonball. Moon rules number 1.
One must ease into the fucking. You cannot go in raw dog.
You would tell that to Steve Buscemi's face.
I like to imagine that he was just born looking like that. Like
Maybe
a
it's
fucking
Maybelline.
90-year-old man.
Maybe he was born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline. I would wear a custom brand of Steve Buscemi makeup.
Mm-hmm.
What would you call Steve Buscemi's fragrance? Oh god, it's this fucking one. Okay.
Oh, yay.
That would be kind of long to put on the bottle.
Oh god. The detached
Oh,
goals.
God. Oh, thank God.
All right.
Foxy's on.
Okay. Well,
Hang
here
on.
goes fucking nothing.
You guys have fun. I gotta.
And away we go.
What to capture? I gotta reset it from something. All right. Oop.
Whoa.
I'm getting lag warnings. And I
Oh yeah, I'm
flying.
getting some nasty lag.
Oh, see, it's the EU server again.
Oh, I had it on. I guarantee you, I had it on West.
I'm doing some weird drifting thing right now. I'm unclear as to why.
Yeah,
this
mine
is
did that
happening.
the other.
Tap
Slam,
X.
just slam all your buttons.
I did, and it was still doing it.
Yeah, you gotta fight it, like legit. That happened to me last week.
Okay, so I'm not going crazy.
Nope.
Nope.
You are definitely slippy and damn it.
Rocket leg, click here.
No.
Come on.
Nope.
No, bad.
Oh, I tried.
Yeah. Get back in there.
Oops.
You should
Damn it.
not have me get gold, damn it. This is a bad idea.
Starting out smart. I think I'm okay.
Pedro kind of just turned into Yoda there for a hot second.
It happens.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just got some nasty
Hello.
fucking.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was quite the hitch in the video.
Go in.
Come on!
Yes.
Thank you, Foxy. Thank you for the boop. It needed the boop. Thank you, Foxy.
The boot was coming back out.
Yeah, Pedro's got
It needed the
only
boop.
good thing.
Yeah, it's on EU. EU 2252.
All the better to play the goalie.
Okay, I guess I'm staying back
Who
then.
is not
Well,
involved
that's
in
where
art?
you.
Yes.
Yeah. You know.
I guess I'm in that now. Mind you, I'm just gonna be sitting here while you guys flail around a bunch. So
Yep. That's what I'm doing.
Oops. Ah.
Pedro!
Oh.
Beautiful.
Go, Pedro.
Oh.
By the way, Pedro, how many balls do you see?
Go.
3.
There are 4 balls.
There are 3 balls, and you can't convince me of anything else. I basically just went for the middle one.
Oh, don't worry, Jill. There's plenty.
there
of
are 4 balls.
That was good.
Someone
There we
get
go.
there. Thank you.
There are 5 balls. There are 4 balls. And near the end, just before I got rescued, I could have sworn there were 5 balls.
Basically, I didn't touch that ball. I just pooped Fen into the ball.
Yeah, you did.
You just pooped him?
I pooped it and it went straight upwards.
So show me where you touched your balls.
In the tank.
Show me on the ball doll where you touched your balls.
I touched it in the Ven.
Whoa!
Yes.
Mirror. Man.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, well done.
Yay!
Well done.
Oh, yes.
Yay! I'm proud. Yay!
No, it was empty. Empty did it.
Oh,
To be fair, Mir was the last one to touch it.
Thanks, Empty. Please don't kill me at scale.
Yes, it was a joint goal. Empty and Patrick.
I want to do something.
Hi, Empty.
Okay, that didn't work.
No, it didn't. That did.
It did.
No goalie.
Sorta.
Yeah, I'm here.
Ah, damn it.
Not that way.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-oh.
2 minutes.
Ruh-roh.
Anyone's game.
On this map, we're up by 2. Man, I don't need to be a goalie.
Fuck you.
Yay, Pedro.
Oh, yes.
Anyone's game.
The sound of
Nice
defeat.
shot, Pedro.
Boo-earns. Boo-earns.
Come on.
Ah.
No.
Oh! Yes! On
Way
the
to
board!
fuck that up.
Oh, Jordan.
You jump. You jump, Mir. Come on.
I did.
He jump! He jump!
You did not.
Jump.
Oh,
Here is extra white, so I'm surprised you can get off the ground.
I told you guys not to leave me in goal.
Well, you gotta learn. You know?
Yes, eventually. Ah, shit.
Nope, too low. I thought I would drop a little faster.
I don't even know. Fuck this map.
All right.
Nope.
Detach goals.
Come on, Empty, move it in. Yes!
What?
Oh.
On the board.
Nice, Empty.
Oh, we just gotta get one bullshit goal and we're tied.
Foxy was just flying.
Foxy, what are you doing?
What was that?
What are you doing?
Oh, God. Jewel had it in hand. What I left.
Oh, fucking bullshit.
Ah,
Let-
damn it.
there we
Two-
go.
two-
Okay. All right.
Oh, God.
We're good.
Yay, chat room.
Team Star.
Well, I did better than Ven and
Holy
Mir. That's the
fuck,
important thing.
Yay, Pedro. You did
MVP.
awesome.
MVP.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Wow.
Thank you, Jill.
Don't laud him with praise. You're just gonna give him ideas.
That's the thing. The more you praise me, the more my ego is comfortable.
And
the
more to
less
Jordan's
I
point, don't give him
attach it.
ideas or he's going to get a headache.
Thinking gives you wrinkles.
Too easy.
Like a penis, but whatever.
I thought it really sounded like you said Wicca penis.
Like a penis.
No,
It's the community sourced and edited penis. Wikipedia.
It was like, if you need to identify the penis, go to Wikipedia.
Listen, man, with all the dick pics people are getting these days, it's good to know whose dick you're getting sent.
I do not understand unsolicited dick. I mean, there's no such thing as a solicited dick pic. I mean, outside of the random outlier.
You
I
already
mean, like,
have to be in a relationship with someone for them to ask for that.
If like this is established acceptable behavior, then that's fine. But unsolicited, why? Because you know, that's the thing. If I received a dick pic, the first thing I would do would be to show it to people and be like, "Hey, man, look at this guy's weird dick."
Right. Well, you also got to think. I mean, statistically, I'm sure most dick pics by request are from guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody likes looking at dicks more than dudes. I mean,
Be it for the size thing, be it for the like hidden homosexual tendencies, be it for literally anything, dudes like to look at other dicks.
I mean, it's because all men are secretly gay. That's the real long and short of it.
I wouldn't go so far, but I would just say that dudes like to check other dudes' junk, but sure.
See, I just threw that out there to see if we'd get any bites, Jordan. Apparently we did.
That person looks familiar. Do I know them?
Doesn't it? I think that's just a familiar bone structure wrapped with meat.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know if Discord died or everyone just got real quiet for no reason.
They're still going.
No, they're still
There's
going.
sausages being
Yeah.
thrown at
No.
people.
All the men in Discord are secretly coming to terms with the fact that, oh man, I really like looking at dicks because I'm attracted to
No,
them.
they're all looking at dicks right now. We've sidetracked. We've lost them.
There's something
Darn it,
there's something
Imager.
to the floppiness of the dong.
Look, well, hold on. I think we need to budget some time for Pedro to wax poetically
Mm-hmm.
about penises.
What, more than I
Slow
already
button
have?
up, does that-
Yes.
There's no reason to wax penises.
I like the floppiness. Yeah.
Floppiness, yes.
You just got told,
Long with a
son.
clean shave.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Jordan, did you ever let me see if it even exists on the internet.
Okay. I like where this is going.
So, all right, let me just cut to this. You can read the title.
The Adventures of Handyman. Oh yeah, no, I watched In Living Color.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you want to talk about stuff that is funny but would really upset people? Man, I was reminded about Handyman. Somebody was bringing that up, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, can you imagine trying to get away with?
I mean, like I said, as it turns out, the mentally ill don't like being stigmatized. How about that? Oh.
No one
Tastes
likes
change
to
over
be
time.
stigmatized. That's the thing.
We're not getting back into that. I'm just saying, did you know about Handyman?
I did know about Handyman.
That never aired where I used to live, so no.
Yeah, we never got In Living Color when it aired, but we got reruns on the Comedy Channel.
Yeah, the Comedy Central was like an extra 10 euros in the cable package, which my parents never paid for.
You see, here's the issue with a floppy disk table. Everyone knows you got shit hidden there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first reaction. You just pull it to see what's in there. It's like
That's why you keep your dildos there, so that when people go look, they're like, why is there a penis in there? Why are you looking
Now,
through
to
my
be
shit?
fair, to be fair,
why are you touching my shit?
to be fair, I'm going to say everyone over the age of 25.
Yeah.
Because
Like you have a
younger,
drink?
they're probably not going to know that save icon moves.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I broke so many of those mechanisms just because I would compulsively like flick them.
It got to the
Yeah,
point where I would
broke
just rip them
any-
off. Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Eventually, yeah, I'd just break them and rip them off.
well, I knew they were going to, I mean, at that point, like that late in the 90s, they were going to die anyway because they were all trash. No matter if you bought the good ones, air quotes around them, I'd just take that off because that was just going to get jammed up in my backpack.
Yeah, I never broke any of the slidey bits, but I got a few of them close, very close to some very powerful magnets. Which meant my mom was very, very angry at me at one point.
Yeah, because you kept stealing all the powerful magnets.
Oh no! Did any of you had someone who like stuck a floppy disk on the fridge with a magnet? Did anyone have that happen to
Yes,
them?
somebody at work did that one time. Oh, hey, can you archive the data on this disk? Plopped it on the refrigerator with a magnet. No.
Drop it.
I used to have these rare earth magnets that I would just play with, just to fidget with, and then I dropped it on some guy's credit card, and he wasn't happy.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of magnets out of old mechanical hard drives just stuck to the freezer behind me. Those are fun to play with, and dangerous too. Boy, when those go and fly towards your finger, you freak out.
My mom's a chemical engineer. She had niobium magnets just hanging around.
Are those anything like neodymium?
Niobium.
Yes,
Yeah.
neodymium.
Niobium.
Niobium, like from the Matrix. All right, who do I got? I got Ben, Pennywise, and
Drummer.
Empty.
Okay.
Alrighty.
What's
Oh, this is
unlimited
gonna be
boost and
fun.
10 strength? All right.
So did we get somebody who's just not fucking playing? All right.
Empty.
Ah,
I can be invited.
no, too late.
The boost is too strong.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I didn't account for that much.
Whoa.
Too strong.
Whoa! Whoa!
Shit.
Damn it.
Don't boost.
That's
Alan.
empty.
I'll be up here if you need me. This direction. Damn it.
Oh, it's unlimited boost. Right. Okay.
Yeah, unlimited 10 strength boost.
Can fly. Alright.
I believe I can soar.
Hi, Jordan.
Hi, Pedro.
I believe I can.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, Pennywise.
I'm just gonna wait for
Oh,
John to-
damn it!
Hello, Pennywise again.
Oh. Ah.
Come on, get there. I'm down.
Oh, yes.
Go, Mr. Alert.
Yay, Alan.
And missed it. And
Oh, empty.
empty. Thank you.
Judas. Unless we all just go flying in our various directions.
Ah.
Ah! Nope. I got donked. Oh, shit. Mother. Go forward.
Ah, got it.
This is great.
Kind of.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Welcome to LGC, where everything eventually turns into Battle Royale.
Hey, empty.
Oh, shit. Ah, come on. Ah, Jordan.
I couldn't turn around in time.
Hi, empty.
I was mid boost. I can fly.
Go, Ben.
Empty.
No.
Go.
Oh, hang on, right way.
Ah.
My bad.
Yes. Fuck spicy bullshit.
Someone boop that in. Fuck's sake.
Yay, Pedro. Pedro.
Awesome. MVP.
Pedro came to the rescue.
Good thing you finished that.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pedro came. Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time.
It would be, but who cares?
All right. Oh.
Come on, boop it.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Well, I'm flying now. That was not what I intended to do.
Whoa.
Oh yeah! Very good, Mir. Very good.
Yay, Mir. Yay, Patrick.
And who touched it?
How'd this happen?
Empty did. Right? Thanks again, Empty. Appreciate it.
All right, I'm gonna stay in goal this time, and hopefully, I'll still get dunked on. But you know,
Bye, Vin.
Things happen.
I mean, you tried to squash my plans, Foxy, but it was a Pyrrhic victory nonetheless.
It was fun.
Yeah,
There we go.
Oh, birdie show.
Pedro's hot tonight.
Andy.
I'm drunk tonight, is what you mean, Jill.
So the moral of the story is Pedro wants you to drink and drive Rocket League cars.
Yes. Then again, I've always been good at video games when I
Go
drink.
Foxy.
This isn't a new thing.
Man,
Empty, what's going on? I mean, you're usually better than this.
He barely ever plays these days. Like myself, I don't play him.
Jill, Schmear. Don't.
Schmear.
Smirnoff.
Wait. Do not wake the beast that is empty.
All right, there's a little bit of a strategy here.
A little bit.
There, I did a thing.
Who did
Yeah.
that? You did that, didn't you?
You made this. I made this.
Can I hit the ground?
Come on, boop it far away from here.
Damn it.
Far
Take two.
away from
Long,
here.
long boop ago. Rocket League, far away. Ah, damn it! Fuck you, fuck physics. Fuck you, fuck physics. Oh! Acceleration's too weird.
Yes, it is.
This is
Take
like
some
trying to
good
deorbit the Columbia, man.
Right? It's anyone's game.
Ah,
Oh, shit.
heck.
Hi, Jep. Hi, Ed.
Pedro, it's hard to focus on the puck now when I just want to demo it. You're distracting me.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. Just demo Pedro.
No. Okay. Thank you, Beer. Thank you. That was a good
You're
one.
welcome. Bye, Empty.
Nope. Nope.
And away we go.
Too much juice.
No. Oh, very good. Very good,
Ah.
Mr. Alert. Very good.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Perfect,
good.
Mr. Alert. Perfect.
Good, Alan.
Check out that goal. Oh,
No one there.
not a soul.
No one.
It's anyone's game. 10 seconds left on the board.
Yeah.
6 not.
You can make 6 goals.
We.
Get it. Oh.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Me.
Well, at least I wasn't the worst person on my team. That's my consolation.
Oh yeah, that's right. 10x. 10x boost.
I did horrible.
Yay, Alan. Good job, Empty.
At least
Yeah,
I
for
did
scoring on
better
our
than
team a bunch.
Foxy.
It's really easy to win when it's 5-on-3.
At least twice.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we got one left.
All right.
I wonder what it'll be.
Drop shit.
It's gonna be hoops.
Drop hoops.
Yeah, it's
Drop
going to be
hoops.
drop hoops. Oh god, that would be terrifying.
It's only in that like little ring.
You know, they tried something with drop shot, and that just ate such severe shit that they've not attempted to add any new game modes.
Well, wasn't drop shot supposed to be like volleyball or like tennis or something, like the equivalent of that? What other ball games are there?
Something like that.
Rocket baseball? I don't think that would
work. They were testing out a game mode that was
Rocket
even
polo.
more similar to volleyball, but then it didn't really play out well.
Right, but didn't that eventually evolve into drop shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, what other sort of ball sports can there be a rocket equivalent to? Rocket highlight?
Boca.
Rocket bocce?
Rocket dodgeball?
Rocket bowling.
Batman.
Rocket ball,
Rocket
where you just
mini
like
golf.
ball from Stargate?
Croquet.
Rocket
But
golf.
only with a
friends.
rocket attached to you?
How about rocket pool?
Oh wait, there is a rocket golf.
That
with
could work.
friends.
Yeah, there is actually, yeah.
The I just think it would be fun if they allowed you to have two balls and play at the same time.
Rocket
Oh,
pinball.
that's cool.
Multi-ball.
Multi-ball. Yeah. That way you could have like a 16 player. Two teams
Oh
of
man,
8.
given how much shit Rocket League eats with like 8 players,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And one car on each team has wings.
No, yeah, one of the cars is just one of them from distance.
And you
I'm pretty
always
sure
know
the distance devs would be totally all over that. It's like, yes, please do it
It'd be great.
now.
when it drives by, it's like, oons, 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 oons. I'm like, damn it.
Yep.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants.
Yeah, Rocket Lacrosse is basically spiky bullshit. Let's be real.
What was the Final Fantasy X underwater
Blitzball?
ball game called? Blitzball. Yes, Rocket Blitzball.
See, that wasn't an actual sport though. That was a turn-based game that looked like a sport, but it wasn't.
Yes.
Rocket dodgeball. That would be interesting.
I mean, we'd be great at it because none of us can hit a fucking ball.
Hot potato ball.
Actually, Rocket Dodgeball
Isn't
might be
that-
fun. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Roller disco dodgeball, I believe,
Or
is a
yeah,
game.
Rocket Derby, where you're just driving around. Well, actually, that's just that one map where you're just driving around in a circle.
No, man. They just strap roller skates to your fucking car and you only go in a straight line with your rockets. Then an alligator eats you. Don't
And then the
ask.
spider shows up.
It happens.
Rocket Blurnsball. There we go. Ooh, Rocket Pro Thunderball.
I'd try that.
Except you are the car.
Like a slower game where see who can hit it the furthest.
Okay, who we got? Who do I got? I got
The
Pedro.
Jimmy
I got Mir, and I got Foxy. Actually, you know what? The team spreads have been pretty good. Like,
Pretty
no
good.
one's really been.
Big
There hasn't been much
goddamn.
team overlap.
Flying
Oh god.
football.
Unlimited. Oh god, no. More of this shit.
Oh boy.
Oh, unlimited
I wasn't mentally
headaches.
prepared for it. Everything just moves too fast. At least the ball isn't super bouncy.
Don't give in any ideas.
It's too late.
I hit the
Too
ball.
late, baby. Now it's too.
That's all I needed to do was hit the ball.
Ah, why did I go immediately under the ball? That's
Fuck you,
too much
ceiling.
boost. Yeah. At least I blew up empty.
Wait,
Very good. Whomever saved that, very good.
I'm not at the point in the game where I realize which side I'm on.
Right? Yeah. There's an adjustment period. Also, the speed makes things a little difficult.
Yeah, I got
bit.
this. I'm navigating.
Yeah, you did. I saw that.
Don't be jelly.
You thought you had it, and then you just kind of took a 90-degree angle upwards.
I got this.
Vin's just flying.
Listen, man.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Not that way. That way.
Yes, that way. Oh, boom.
That works.
Boom, bitch. Boom, bitch.
That's a hole.
Ah, shit!
Get off the fucking ceiling. That'd be great.
That 10x.
No. Yes.
Yeah, the 10x boost really fucks you up.
No. Wait, that was points for us. Yay!
Low gravity too. Okay, and super fastball.
That explains why the ball is so
Hello,
slow.
Because it's super
Yeah,
fast.
that is not super fast.
No.
Scoot. Wait.
Nope.
Let's see.
There we go.
Oh,
Beautiful.
nice.
That's a tie. We're good.
Back to square
We're
one.
tied now.
Yeah.
Yay, Jordan.
And haha.
Jordan was the last one to touch it.
Just scraped your belly.
Yes.
Give me a little belly rub.
I made that hole too, so don't give me shit.
Yeah, you did.
Giving you shit.
Fuck you, gravity.
I just wanted to blow up anyways.
Trap is not the best thing to try and fly. Jesus Christ, everyone just...
I'm
Mr.
coming. I
Alert,
attack
how
from
the
above. No, and I don't get shit. Nope.
Nope. Nope.
This way.
I think I'm getting used to flying in this.
I'm not.
Glad you are, because I'm
Me
not.
neither.
I listen. I managed to like not crash into something for like 5 whole seconds. I feel great.
I managed to detonate upside down, so I got that going for me.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, please, get that.
No.
Thank you, MP.
Thank you,
MD.
Oh,
Can I
EJ.
please stop the weak flips? That'll be nice.
Nope.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
I like how I stop
Nope.
and aim like anything's gonna happen. Then.
Oh god.
I mean, it's better than not aiming. Maybe? Question mark. I don't know.
I don't know.
At this point, it's still up in the air. Get it?
Yeah.
Because ball's in the air.
Literally.
Nope. Keep it away from the hole.
Away, it's away.
Shit.
Yes.
I am too.
Hi, Pedro.
Shit. I slowed down to try and aim, and I think
Good
that
job,
may have
MT.
That'd go in.
Dang it.
At least I'm still doing better than Mir. That's the important thing. Small victories, small victories. Oh, damn it. I grazed it.
Mr. Alert's been practicing with 10x boost, hasn't he?
He probably
not
has.
really, no.
He's just been like drilling random mutator things just so he can be ready for Ven.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot less kinky when you put it in words.
Are you ready for Ven? Are you ready for Hearthstone? Jill is.
Jill likes it.
Damn it. Obey me, physics.
Obey my dog.
Ah.
Oh, damn it. Damn you, bouncy ball. Why you gotta be so bouncy? Ah, there we go. I did it.
Oh, now we're obeying gravity. Okay, fuck it.
You did it, fam. Smash that fam button, fam, like. Steez.
With the bell.
Bam,
Yes.
Damn it. Now I gotta buy props. I gotta buy a button and a bell.
Smash that fam button.
Just smash the button.
Smash that.
Smash that fright button, fam.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just constantly boosting now. There's no point in not doing it.
Yeah.
Shit! Ugh.
Yes.
Well, it's over. It's all ogre now.
On the same.
Chat realm.
Ah, dodge bullet.
Yay.
Dodge bullet.
Yay, chat realm.
Well, I did better than Ven. That's the important thing. Ven, Pedro, and Mir.
That could surprise me.
Yeah, I mean that's one way of looking at losing.
Yeah.
Like I said, small victories. I don't know, man. At least I scored something in that game. So
Whatever lets you sleep, babe.
It wasn't completely random or anything.
Nope. That was
no,
skill.
sir. Absolute 100% skill. You don't even know. I got them skills to pay them bills.
George's been practicing.
Yes.
Ish.
Well, I mean, like, there's clearly like an upward tick in terms of like Rocket League proficiency compared to like 3 years ago when we started doing this.
I wouldn't take that bet.
You want to go back and watch those videos?
I wouldn't even touch the ball for entire rounds.
I think... I don't know, because I think at that point we were still trying. We weren't we hadn't learned our innate lack of skill, and we're relying on our innate lack of skill.
Now we just assume that we're not gonna hit it, so we do things to compensate for that.
Yep.
There is that.
Like, again, Ven had the right idea. Just try and touch the ball. As long as you're touching the ball,
and it's going the right way, it's good.
Oh. Neither of which we tend to do with any consistency, but...
Nope.
Yeah, stop killing your mic.
Sorry.
He just wanted to remind you he was there, Foxy.
Yeah, well, my ears didn't.
Oh, what's that? I'm going to drop my mic 3 times?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, I know. I've got to tape it to the bloody desk. Alright.
Tape it to the desk. Take pictures. Send nudes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to drop off the live scream. You know it.
live heart screaming.
If you want to hang out
So
with
spooky.
us, we'll be around for a few minutes in Discord audio where everyone is hanging out. Look at them. Oh no, they're so tiny. I need to fix that shot. Should I fix that shot?
No.
No.
Like, we got to maintain the jank.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Intentional jank.
It's not intentional jank, but the not fixing it is intentional.
There's something to be. So we can add Frank. What else do we
Yeah,
have?
Frank's here too, man. He just wants to hang out.
Yeah, Frank isn't
No, that
jank.
is. Oh, it's window capture. That's one way of doing that. Yeah, there we go.
Ugh,
Ooh,
it's huge.
it's huge. All right, beautiful people. We will see you next week. Tune in, like and subscribe, or whatever the fuck the kids do these days. But you'll get notifications when we go live. We got a schedule, LinuxGameCast.com/schedule. We want to thank everyone who genuinely are allowing us to do this by supporting us on Patreon, making it rain mad stacks of
Ducats.
Dollar.
quarters and shit.
Dollar bill, yo.
Dollar bills.
Arcade tokens. That's what we work for.
So we can keep up our extravagant lifestyle
Ping pong.
and possibly buy
Cocaine
Pedro
culture.
something that will kill him.
Yes.
How about arcade tickets?
I'm down for it too. I'm also saying auditions might be open in the future.
Yeah.
Dynafire.
Gonna need someone.